What's up, dummies? Today we're about to react to the worst Christmas deaths ever. Look at this. Somebody apparently got strangled by like Christmas lights or whatever. These are about to be a bunch of crazy deaths that happen during Christmas, bro. I love Christmas so much. I have my damn Christmas tree up all year because I love Christmas so much. But I didn't even realize like you can die during Christmas, bro. Let's check this out. Try not to get scared. Let's go.
The Santa Claus incineration.
Huh?
On December 24th, 2008, the suburban community of Covina, California gathered for traditional Christmas Eve celebration.
Oh,
Families
looks so
exchanged
good.
gifts and children anticipated Santa's arrival.
I
At one
love
home on
this.
Knoll Crest Drive, a family hosted their annual holiday party. Among the expected guests was a man dressed as Santa Claus. At approximately 11:30 p.m., a figure dressed in a full Santa Claus costume appeared at the front door, carrying what looked like a large wrapped gift. Inside were 9 people, including his ex-wife. When a girl ran to greet Santa, he raised a 9mm semi-automatic handgun and shot her in the face. She survived, but what followed was methodical slaughter. He stepped inside and began firing at the partygoers. The sound of gunshots was partially masked by Christmas music playing through the house.
Okay, wow. So these people were having a Christmas party, and then somebody dressed up as Santa showed up and started, oh my gosh. And he said there was Christmas music playing throughout the house. Oh my God.
He moved room to room with calculated precision, shooting his victims at close range. Those who tried to flee were hunted down and executed.
Wow.
But the gunfire was only the beginning. The package he carried contained a homemade pressurized device filled with racing fuel. After the shooting, he unwrapped it and sprayed the flammable liquid throughout the home. The racing fuel ignited instantly.
What is
reached over
wrong with this guy, bro? He dressed up as Santa, did a bunch of bad stuff to these people, and then burnt a whole house down. This guy thinks he's playing GTA 6!
1,000 degrees Fahrenheit within seconds. The house became an inferno. Victims who had survived the gunshots now faced a more agonizing death. Forensic reports later revealed that at least 3 victims were still alive when the fire started.
Wow.
Smoke inhalation and thermal burns became the final cause of death. The fire spread so rapidly that escape was impossible. The home's Christmas decorations accelerated the blaze. First responders arrived to find the structure fully engulfed. The heat was so intense they couldn't approach. Inside, 9 people perished in the flames. The bodies were burned beyond recognition. Medical examiners later required dental records for identification. Some victims were found huddled together, having died trying to shield each other from the inferno. After setting the home on fire, he changed out of the Santa suit and drove to his brother's house in Sylmar, where he was later found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the mouth at around 3 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
The sudden family
That was insane, bro. I love Christmas, but dude, some people are just crazy, bro. Don't trust Santa, people who dress up as Santa Claus.
massacre. On Christmas morning, December 25th, 1929, the
1929? What the hell?
rural community of Germantown, North Carolina,
North Carolina? I literally live in North Carolina. Bro, this could happen to me!
woke to celebrate the holiday. Among them was a farming family, respected tobacco farmers known for their hard work and seeming
Dude,
normalcy.
I love that. That looks good. That just looks fun. Look at this. Like, these people woke up on Christmas Day and like they're farming and like, I love being on like a farm. I think when I grow up, I wanna live on a farm one day. Right now I live in like a city, but I think one day I want to live on a farm and just like have a cow and stuff. And like whenever he gets too old, I'm gonna eat him and make a cheeseburger.
Among them was a farming family.
I'm not gonna pause the video anymore. Everybody always says, DJ, stop pausing the video. I promise I won't. If I pause it again, you can unsubscribe, all right? Bet.
Respected tobacco farmers known for their hard work and seeming normalcy. The 43-year-old patriarch had recently taken his family to town for new clothes and a portrait, an unusual expense for a farming family during the Depression. At approximately 1 p.m., the father called his oldest son, sending him on an errand to purchase ammunition in town. This deliberate act would save his life. With his oldest son gone, the father began an organized sequence of violence that shocked the nation. He first encountered his daughter as she prepared Christmas dinner. He raised his 12-gauge shotgun and fired at point-blank range into the back of her head. The blast was devastating, killing her instantly. The sound echoed through the farmhouse. His wife heard the shot and ran toward the noise. He met her in the doorway and fired directly into her face. She collapsed without making a sound. Next came the boys and girls. He hunted them methodically through the house. 2 daughters attempted to hide, but were discovered cowering in the tobacco barn. Both were killed with single shots to the head. The 2 boys tried to escape by running across the yard. He pursued them, his shotgun empty. He caught them near the woodpile. Switching tactics, he bludgeoned both boys with the wooden stock of his gun. The force was so severe it fractured their skulls in multiple places. After killing his entire family, he carefully arranged each body. He crossed their arms over their chests and placed rocks under their heads as makeshift pillows. The bodies were positioned as if prepared for burial. He then walked into the nearby woods, sat against a tree, and fired a single shot through his own temple. Execution of a...
So what the hell is wrong with you? Why would you do that on Christmas, dude? Oh my gosh, dude. Christmas is awesome.
Dictator. On Christmas Day, December 25th, 1989, Romania was in the final throes of violent revolution.
What the hell is Romania?
For 24 years, a dictator had ruled the country with absolute authority. His Securitate secret police had tortured thousands. His economic policies had left millions starving in the dark. Just days earlier,
dictator, that's like, so in Romania, I think Romania as a country, the dictator was basically somebody who like chose everything. So basically, if the USA had a dictator, it'd be Donald Trump, and he'd be like, Donald Trump could choose anything he wanted. But because USA is not a part of like a dictatorship, Donald Trump or the president can't choose exactly what goes on. So in Romania, there's one guy who can rule everything, kind of like North Korea and Kim Jong-un. If he says you can't have a phone, you can't have a phone. So that's crazy.
He had ordered troops to fire on protesters in Timișoara, killing dozens of civilians.
Wow.
Now the 71-year-old dictator and his wife were fugitives. They had fled Bucharest by helicopter on December 22nd as crowds stormed the Communist Party headquarters. Their pilot, claiming mechanical problems, landed in a field. The couple were captured while attempting to hitchhike. At 2:30 p.m. on Christmas Day, they were brought to a military base in Târgoviște. Inside a small classroom, a hastily assembled military tribunal awaited. The trial lasted less than an hour. No evidence was formally presented. No witnesses were called. They refused to recognize the court's authority. "I am the president of Romania," the dictator shouted repeatedly. His wife, known for her own cruelty as deputy police, firing her position and ordered bullet struck life. A military judge later brought 6th night to a jubilant nation.
If that one, go here.
The poisoned Christmas pudding. On December 26, 1927, a wealthy family gathered at their Montreal estate for their annual Boxing Day celebration. The day after Christmas was traditionally when the family exchanged their most lavish gifts and enjoyed an elaborate feast prepared by their household staff. 23 family members attended, including one of the grandchildren.
23?
The holiday meal proceeded normally.
Dude, 23 people at Christmas sounds awesome. Normally, whenever my family did Christmas, back in the day when like my grandma and grandpa were still alive and stuff, we'd probably have like 10 to 15 people, and that was like really fun, so many people. But nowadays, it's really just like me, my dad, and like pretty much us. We just hang out. But dude, if you have more than like 10 people at your Christmas, be thankful, because it's so awesome to hang out with everybody, have a big family. One day I'm gonna have a big family, have a bunch of kids, and that's gonna be awesome.
Through several courses. At approximately 3:45 p.m., the family's prized Christmas pudding was brought out. The dessert was a family tradition made from a recipe passed down for generations. The dark, dense cake glistened with brandy sauce as it was ceremoniously carried to the table. The boy was the most eager for dessert. He was served one of the first portions. Within 20 minutes of consuming the pudding, he began to show signs of distress. His first complaints were of a burning sensation in his throat and stomach. His mother initially dismissed it as excitement. By 4:30 p.m., he was in severe pain. He began vomiting violently. The vomitus had a distinctive garlic-like odor, a detail that would later become crucial to investigators. Around the table, other family members began experiencing similar symptoms, though none as severe as his. The family physician was called from his own holiday gathering. He arrived at 5:15 p.m. to find the boy convulsing. His lips had turned blue. His pulse was rapid and weak.
Wow.
The doctor immediately suspected poisoning and administered activated charcoal, but it was too late. His condition deteriorated rapidly. His kidneys were failing. His liver was shutting down. Blood began appearing in his vomit and stool, signs of internal hemorrhaging. His small body, racked with pain, fought for 7 agonizing hours.
All because
of pudding? At 11:42 p.m., the boy died in his mother's arms. An autopsy revealed the cause: arsenic trioxide. The concentration in the Christmas pudding was later determined to be nearly 20 times the lethal dose. 12 other family members were hospitalized but survived. Police investigation revealed the poison had been added after the pudding was cooked, likely during preparation for serving.
Wait, so somebody poisoned it? I thought they just cooked it wrong.
Despite a thorough investigation, no one was ever charged. The poisoners...
Oh my God, they never figured out who in the family poisoned the pudding.
Identity remains unknown to this day. Wow. A gifted snowmobile tragedy.
I mean, all you got to do is just ask who didn't eat it. Because if let's say if you were to poison pudding, right? You wouldn't eat it because you knew there was poison in it. So who didn't eat it? Who didn't eat it? They are guilty.
On Christmas morning, December 25th, 1974, the small town of Crum, North Dakota, was covered in a fresh blanket of snow.
Wow. Dude, I always love when Christmas has a bunch of snow. If you guys live somewhere where it snows during Christmas, you know just how awesome it is waking up and it's just snowy and Christmassy. I moved to North Carolina recently, so it probably won't snow during Christmas. But back when I used to live in Illinois, it would snow during Christmas probably like every other year. So I loved it. That just seems like Christmas, doesn't it?
It was the perfect setting for what would become his first and final ride in a new snowmobile. His parents had saved for months to purchase the Arctic Cat Lynx 292 as their son's main Christmas present. At 10:15 a.m., he unwrapped the keys to the machine. His father had already positioned the snowmobile in the front yard, its black and yellow frame standing out sharply against the white landscape.
That looks fun.
He had been asking for a snowmobile for 2 years.
That boy got a watermelon helmet. Bro, that is fire!
Dakota winters were long, and many families in the area owned similar machines. After a brief instructional session from his father, he was allowed to take his first solo ride. His route was simple, a loop around their property that backed up to a neighboring farm. His parents watched from the porch as he made his first circle without incident. His smile was visible even through his new helmet visor. On his second loop, he decided to venture slightly farther, taking a path between the properties that local children often used. He accelerated to approximately 35 miles per hour. What he couldn't see, what no one had noticed, was a thin steel cable stretched across the path. A farmer had installed it just days earlier to prevent trespassers from using his private road. The cable struck him precisely at neck level. At the speed he was traveling, the impact was devastating. The 3/8-inch steel wire sliced into his throat just above his winter jacket collar. The force nearly decapitated him. The snowmobile continued forward while his body was thrown backward. His father, watching from a distance, saw the snowmobile continue without its rider.
Oh my God, that's insane, bro. They were waiting for him to come around the corner, and then they just saw the snowmobile ghost riding. They're like, wait, what the hell? Oh no, that's so sad.
He ran toward the scene immediately. When he reached his son, the boy was still conscious. The carotid artery had been severed, and blood was pumping onto the white snow at an alarming rate. His eyes were open, looking directly at his father as he attempted to apply pressure to the wound. By the time emergency services arrived 12 minutes later, the boy had bled to death. The snowmobile, still running, was found 200 yards away. The Christmas morning collision.
Dude, that's
on Christmas
sad.
Morning, December 25th, 2024.
2024? That was like last year!
The small coastal city of Naga in Cebu, Philippines was
Naga? What the hell?
Alive with celebration. A girl woke early, eager to collect the gifts waiting for her at her grandmother's house just 3 kilometers away. Her family was not wealthy, but Christmas was always special. She had been counting down the days. At 8:15 a.m., the girl climbed onto the family's motorcycle with her parents. With no car of their own, the motorcycle was their only means of transportation. She sat in front, protected between her father's arms as he steered. Her mother held on from behind. They wore no helmets, a common practice in rural Cebu despite local safety.
Yo, Loki, yeah, I went to Bali, Indonesia, and everybody rides motorcycles there with no helmets, bro. I was even on a motorcycle with no helmet. My friend was on a motorcycle with no helmet. He actually fell off his motorcycle and got a bunch of scratches.
Laws. The morning air was warm as
People
they
down
traveled
there don't
down the
care,
national
bro.
highway through Barangay Noboran. Traffic was light on the holiday. Her father maintained a steady speed of about 40 kilometers per hour. The family was just 1 kilometer from their destination when disaster struck without warning. Approaching from the opposite direction was a white SUV. Behind the wheel was a 42-year-old driver who had spent the previous night at his mother's wake. He had been awake for nearly 30 hours straight. Fatigue had taken its toll. At approximately 8:23 a.m., the driver's head nodded. His eyes closed for just seconds, but it was enough. The SUV drifted across the center line directly into the path of the motorcycle. The father had no time to react. The impact was immediate and violent. The 2,700-kilogram SUV struck the 130-kilogram motorcycle head-on. The force threw both parents in opposite directions. But the girl, trapped between the vehicle and her father, bore the full impact. Her small body absorbed a force equivalent to falling from a 6-story building. The collision crushed her chest and abdomen. Her ribs splintered, driving bone fragments into her lungs and heart. Internal bleeding was massive and immediate. First responders arrived within minutes, but she never regained consciousness. She was pronounced dead at the district hospital, still wearing the dress she had chosen for Christmas Day. The gift she was so excited to receive remained unwrapped at her grandmother's house. Her parents survived with serious injuries, forced to plan a funeral instead of continuing their holiday celebrations. The underwater Christmas tragedy.
What?
On December 26, 2004, the beaches of Phuket, Thailand, were filled with tourists enjoying the day after Christmas. Among them was a 46-year-old French pharmaceutical executive vacationing with his wife. The couple had arrived 3 days earlier, staying at the luxurious...
I have a feeling that this one's going to be very, very weird. So they're staying at a nice resort in Thailand for Christmas. Something weird's going to happen here.
Amanpuri Resort on Phuket's west coast. That morning, the executive decided to take an unusual tourist attraction, a camel ride along Kamala Beach. These camels, imported specifically for tourists, were a novelty in Thailand. At approximately 10:30 a.m., he mounted a 7-year-old dromedary guided by a local handler. His wife stayed behind at the resort pool, declining to join what she later described as his ridiculous adventure. At 10:58 a.m., witnesses noticed something strange. The water along the shoreline suddenly receded, pulling back nearly 100 meters from its normal position. Fish flopped helplessly on the exposed seabed. Local fishermen recognized the warning sign immediately and began shouting for people to run to higher ground. The executive, seated 2.5 meters above ground on the camel, was approximately 40 meters from the water's edge when the first wave hit. The tsunami approached not as the breaking wave depicted in films, but as a rapidly rising wall of water. It moved at approximately 30 miles per hour when it reached the shore. The wave struck with a force equivalent to a commercial jet hitting a concrete wall. The initial surge was estimated 8 meters high. He had no chance.
That's 26 feet. 8 meters is 26 feet. Imagine how tall you are. You're probably like 5 feet. Imagine 5 of you stacked up on top of each other's heads. That's how tall the wave was. Oh my God, you're screwed. You are screwed.
Witnesses reported seeing both man and camel swept up in the torrent, the camel bellowing in panic as both were pulled into the churning water. The physics of the situation sealed his fate. The camel, weighing over 500 kilograms, acted as an anchor, dragging him beneath the surface. His legs were still strapped to the saddle. As the animal thrashed in the water, he was repeatedly submerged. Survival in such conditions was nearly impossible. The water contained a lethal mixture of sand, debris, and shattered glass. Each cubic meter weighed approximately 1,100 kilograms, preventing him from breaking free of the restraints or coming up for air. His body was found 3 days later, still tethered to the deceased camel 400 meters inland. The autopsy confirmed death by drowning, with severe trauma to the chest and abdomen. His was one of 5,395 lives claimed by the tsunami in Thailand alone.
Wow, the tsunami murdered that many people. Yo, if you ever see water getting taken out, it might be a tsunami.
The fatal Yuletide Brawl. On Christmas night, December 25th, 1895.
1895? What the hell?
Streets of St. Louis were quiet as families celebrated in their homes. But at a saloon, the atmosphere was anything but peaceful.
Dude, back in the day, 1895, dude, these saloons, these bars, people would go to these bars and these saloons, bro. I'm telling you, bro. If you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2, you would know that them bars are packed, bro.
The establishment on the corner of 11th and Morgan was known for its rough clientele and late-night gambling. Among those present was a 31-year-old pimp and underworld figure. At approximately 10 p.m., he entered the saloon wearing his trademark Stetson hat and a diamond stick pin. He was well known in St. Louis's sporting district, an area filled with brothels and gambling houses. Also in the saloon that night was a 31-year-old Levy hand with political connections. The two men knew each other casually. They had shared drinks before, but that night the conversation turned to politics. The pimp was a staunch Democrat. The Levy hand supported the Republicans. As the evening progressed and more whiskey was consumed, the disagreement became heated. At 11:30 p.m., the Levy hand reportedly grabbed his Stetson off his head. "You've been talking too much about me," he said, holding the hat away. For the pimp, this was more than a minor insult. The Stetson was a symbol of his status. "I'll kill any man who touches my hat," he had once boasted. "Give me back my hat," he demanded, pulling a .44 caliber Smith & Wesson gun from his coat. The Levy hand returned the hat, saying, "You've got your hat back. Now put away that gun." But the pimp had been publicly disrespected. In his world, such an offense demanded a response. "I'm going to kill you," he replied calmly. He aimed the gun at the Levy hand's abdomen and pulled the trigger. The single shot pierced his stomach and exited through his back. The Levy hand...
What's up, dummies? Today we're gonna react to the most hated Roblox YouTubers. So there's about 8 Roblox YouTubers right here. Real Rosa, Too Slow, Koofy, Lisa Gaming. I don't really know these people, but we're gonna find out why everyone hates them.
VuxVux.
Let's go.
VuxVux was once considered one of the funniest Roblox YouTubers, often compared to Albert's older channel Albert Stuff for his edgy humor and creative personality. With millions of subscribers, his early content was loved by fans for being unique, witty, and unpredictable. But as time went on, his channel suffered a massive downfall that completely changed his reputation. Instead of making creative, funny skits like he used to, VuxVux shifted into what many call brain rot content, short form, lazily made videos designed purely to farm views from younger kids. Fans who had been around since the beginning felt betrayed, since his videos no longer had the charm or originality that made him popular
mean, he was doing this for what, 9 years? It says some of his older videos are 9 years. Like, you can't expect someone to make the same videos for 9 years. Come on,
First place, his rap battle series, once iconic, was replaced with repetitive shorts that reused the same concepts over and over again.
Makes sense.
The backlash was brutal, with fans openly saying he sold out and ruined his own channel for money. Today, VuxVux is remembered less as a pioneer of funny Roblox content and more as a warning of what happens when creators abandon their roots.
I mean, look, he's getting 30 million views on his shorts. I mean, it's obviously working for him.
Chase easy revenue. Too Slow.
Too
Slow is one of the fastest growing Roblox YouTubers in recent years, gaining millions of subscribers with his short videos and live streams. On the surface, his content looks like harmless giveaways and challenges, usually involving Blox Fruits or other popular games. But once people looked deeper, his entire brand was revealed to be built on dishonesty. Nearly every giveaway in his videos is fake, with him claiming that fans who like, subscribe, and comment will win free items or fruits, but never actually delivering. He has also been caught staging videos to trick his viewers into believing he gives random fans rewards, when in reality, it's scripted. The worst part is that his fan base is mostly kids, who don't realize they're being manipulated into boosting his engagement. Critics across the community have called him out for being scummy and exploiting his viewers, with some even saying, "We made the wrong person rich." Despite the backlash, Too Slow has never issued a proper apology.
Too Slow? More like Too Scam, they said. That's
to pump out the same type of content.
So this guy's just a scammer.
No intention of changing
5 million subs, any scammer. That's crazy.
Kobe Blox.
Kobe Blox,
sometimes known as Kobe, has built a reputation as one of the most disliked creators in the Roblox community due to his highly controversial content. He rose to attention through games like Toilet Tower Defense and Rivals. But instead of focusing on gameplay, many of his videos leaned heavily into overly suggestive themes that made a lot of viewers uncomfortable, especially considering Roblox's young audience. The backlash spread outside of just Roblox fans, with many openly criticizing his content as gross and disgusting. To make matters worse, when Kobe finally addressed the accusations in his video I Got Cancelled, he refused to take accountability. Instead of apologizing, he downplayed the criticism and tried to justify his behavior by saying other creators were doing the same thing.
Bro, that's insane. When people are like, bro, other people do it too. It's just like, bro, what? Doesn't mean you can do it, or it's good for you to do it, you know what I mean?
Lisa Gaming Roblox.
All right, here's Lisa Gaming Roblox. I feel like I've heard this.
Simply known as Lisa, has one of the most infamous reputations in the entire Roblox community. Unlike some other creators who still have a loyal fan base despite controversy, Lisa is almost universally disliked. She first gained attention through rage-bait commentary videos targeting
top 10 worst Roblox YouTubers. That's
other YouTubers, where her entire goal was to stir up drama. In 2017, she even posted an apology video claiming she would change and become more positive, but it turned out to be fake.
Oh my God, I'm not sorry.
Fueling more hate towards her. Things escalated when in 2022, Roblox YouTuber Parlo released an exposé titled The Lisa Gaming Roblox Files, accusing her and her circle of engaging in disturbing behavior behind the scenes, with many saying she should be banned from the platform entirely. Even before this, her videos were flooded with negative comments, but after the exposé, her reputation was destroyed beyond repair. Her uploads eventually slowed down, with her last video being over a year ago, leaving many Roblox players relieved that one of the most toxic creators on the site may finally be gone for good.
She probably realized that she was weird.
Real Rosa is a Tower of Hell YouTuber who's gained millions of views, but she's also one of the most disliked creators in the Roblox community. Her channel is filled with repetitive shorts featuring an e-girl avatar reacting to nothing, which many call lazy and brain rot. The controversy got worse when she used a suggestive avatar while wishing fans a happy Ramadan, something many found disrespectful. But the biggest issue came when she promoted one of these e-girls, whose channel linked to ePals, a site where you pay to play with people that requires users to be 18 or older. Since Rosa herself is underage, this raised serious concerns about legality and responsibility. Instead of being known for skillful gameplay, Real Rosa is mostly remembered for repetitive content, poor decisions, and controversy. Guamgo. Guamgo is a Roblox
Let me know if y'all know these people. I don't know any of these people.
Quickly gained traction for making videos about drama and controversies in the community. While this type of content can be entertaining, Many players criticize him for constantly stirring up drama and exaggerating situations just to get views.
A lot of people do that, man.
He's been accused of spreading misinformation, rushing to upload videos before fact-checking.
Yeah, like Roblox just responded, we don't care. They didn't say that. Roblox said, we're sorry. They did not.
And sometimes framing situations in a way that makes them seem worse than they really are. This has caused him to be involved in multiple arguments with other YouTubers, like the Parlo and Dupe drama. On top of that, some people find his videos repetitive, often covering the same creators or topics in a way that feels like clickbait. His comment sections are
That's what people say about my videos.
With some fans praising him for exposing the truth, while others call him out for being toxic and chasing clout.
That's what happens sometimes on my videos. People are like, bro, you're just exposing kids, bro.
Flamingo, also known as Albert,
oh, I know
is
this
one
guy.
of the most popular Roblox YouTubers with over 13 million subscribers. But despite his massive fan base, he isn't without his haters.
Really?
A common criticism is tied to his older channel Albert Stuff, where his content was much edgier, often full of swearing and dark humor.
Who cares?
Some people still hold that against him, claiming he pretends to be family-friendly, now only for advertiser money. Another reason he gets hate is his chaotic fan base. Because of his popularity, Flamingo has one of the largest groups of young Roblox fans, and whenever he plays a game or joins an event, his fans often flood into it, sometimes spamming, trolling, or overwhelming smaller communities.
I mean, it's bound to happen.
This has led to accusations that Flamingo encourages toxic behavior, even though he has repeatedly told his fans not to harass people. He's also faced backlash from more serious players who dislike his silly troll-style content, arguing that it makes Roblox look childish or unfun. And while most of his controversies, like the Junkbot raid accidentally crashing Roblox events, ended with him taking responsibility.
People find anything to be mad at, bro.
Is a Roblox animation YouTuber who's gained millions of views, but his reputation is filled with controversy. He's been exposed multiple times for posting and even profiting off of inappropriate Roblox animations,
That's weird.
including ones with sexual themes, which many found disturbing given Roblox's young audience. Things escalated when other creators like Guamgo and Parlo revealed that Kumgaisa had allegedly sent NSFW content, including Roblox avatars to minors, sparking massive outrage. He's also been criticized for making homophobic and transphobic posts on his community tab, which he later deleted after backlash. Instead of taking full accountability, many of his controversial videos were simply deleted or hidden, making people feel like he was trying to cover up evidence rather than change his behavior. Because of this, Kumgaisa is widely seen as one of the most problematic Roblox YouTubers, with a reputation built on disturbing content, offensive behavior, and refusal to take real responsibility. Koofy is one of the most hated Roblox YouTubers because he was exposed as Kalogish, a creator permanently banned from both Roblox and YouTube for inappropriate relationships with multiple underage fans. Years ago, Kalogish admitted to exchanging explicit images and messages with minors, which led to his accounts being terminated and his reputation destroyed. But instead of leaving, he secretly returned under the new identity of Koofy. At first, nobody suspected him, but his deep knowledge of old Roblox drama, obsession with simulators, and skill in Funky Friday raised suspicions. Eventually, YouTuber KakaV420 uncovered the truth after finding that Koofy had blocked the word Kalogish from his comment section. When confronted, he admitted who he really was. Rather than taking accountability, Koofy tried to sympathy bait his audience with videos about guilt and regret, which meant—
What's up, dummies? So we're about to react to 8 most disturbing things caught on dashcam footage. This video has 21 million views, and look at this. Apparently somebody caught on their dashcam a guy who parked in the middle of the road and was coming up to them with a freaking bat, about to probably kill them. This is gonna be insane. Some creepy things that people captured on their car's dashcam. Try not to get scared. Let's go. Okay, here's the intro. Most disturbing things caught on dashcam footage. I am actually
This first dashcam video was captured in Australia. Two men in a Mercedes are driving down the highway when, through their rear dashcam, a car is quickly approaching.
Somebody's coming really quick.
It then swerves around the two guys before getting in front of them and slamming on the brakes,
this
clearly
is
trying
weird.
to run them off the road.
This is weird.
But what first could be written off as road rage soon takes a more serious and disturbing turn. The two men notice the driver has an axe and is now waving it out his window and threatening them.
What the heck? Somebody pulled in front of them and they're threatening them with an axe. What? And the creepy thing about this is I've actually been here. I've been to Australia. This didn't happen to me, thankfully, but what the?
Oh, he's got an axe, dude.
Oh, look at this.
What are you doing? Oh. Keep distance, bro.
Oh my gosh. What are they doing? Like, what are you supposed to do in this situation? Do you like start driving away? No, they're just gonna chase you and hit you. Do you stop? No, they're gonna get out of the car. Like, what do? You really would hope that there was a cop somewhere around here. Also, this looks like GTA 5 next to North Yankton or that military base or whatever. I just noticed. What is this guy doing though? He's telling him to pull over. Okay, now he's driving away, but this guy's chasing him. Now he's trying to hit him. He's trying to hit him. Yeah, you gotta call the cops.
An unexpected encounter forces the two men to take a quick U-turn to lose the guy, but he continues to follow them. The situation is then taken even further when the two use the next exit and approach a roundabout.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, he's about to hit them. Look at the good thing we have the rear view camera right there so we can see all angles of this creepy guy with an axe. Oh my god, dude.
Holy.
Yeah, good thing he has a dash cam. Good thing he has a dash cam, bro, because if this happened to me, I don't have a dash cam. My car's old. I drive an old car. Bro, I'd be like, man, what the? You got no proof that he hit you, you know what I mean? Look at this. Like, this is creepy because... Oh, he's gonna hit him again. Yep, he's gonna hit him again.
Oh my god!
Dude, what is this guy doing?
Two times the Mercedes is rear-ended, the second of which causes the attacker to spin out, sending him off the road.
Like, what is he doing this for? I'm pretty sure we're gonna figure it out, like, at the end of this clip or whatever. But, like, what are you doing this for? And what do you do? Like, you just have to keep on driving while trying to call the cops while you're driving. Like, it's illegal to be on your phone while you're driving, but you have to, because, like, you're just like, and then you try not to crash yourself. This is a crazy situation.
This allowed the two guys to get away. They would then drive to the nearest police station, where they would report what had just happened. When police arrived to the scene of the crash, the car was gone. However, a few hours later, they would find the vehicle on the road, and from there, the driver was arrested.
Ooh, they arrested him.
Later, the owner of the dashcam footage would give the video more context. Apparently, the driver chasing them, for whatever reason, was 100% convinced they had robbed his house the night before.
What?
But obviously, this wasn't the case. The two guys had never before even seen the man.
Yeah.
It was determined that he was under the influence of something.
Yeah.
He would be charged with multiple offenses.
Oh, the thing is that I just realized, in Australia, you drive on the right side of the car. So it seems like he's in the passenger seat right now, but no, he was actually driving because you drive on the right side in Australia. I was doing that too when I had a rental car there. It was insane. It was weird to drive on the right side. But yeah, this guy's driving while swinging an axe, which makes this even crazier.
Which put him in prison for 2 years.
Prison for 2 years. Wow. Okay, here's the next clip. These are just gonna get scarier and scarier, by the way.
In August of 2018, Justin Bilton and his 70-year-old father were camping at Glacier National Park in Montana.
What the hell's going on? Volcano?
They had only been in the park for 3 hours when they were informed of an immediate evacuation of the area. A forest fire ignited by lightning the previous night had gotten too far out of control. However, by the time they got the evacuation notice, unknown to them, the only road out of the park had already been engulfed by the fire.
Oh my god, the only road out of the park is already engulfed in flame. What do you do in that situation? Do you just drive through and hope that there's only a little bit of fire blocking the road? Or do you just, because what if you, like, where are you supposed to go? You know what I mean? If you keep going, do you get lit on fire? Or will your car explode because of the gas in the tank? This is crazy to think about. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like, you think?
What? Dad, what if the car blows up?
That's what I'm saying. Bro, that's insane. He said, Dad, what if the car blows up? And he said, well, then we're dead. Wow, what do you do in this situation? Do you just wait and wait for the fire to just kill you? Or do you just book it like 100 miles per hour through?
Dad, this is insane.
I know. We don't want to get trapped in here.
Right.
Easy, easy. Oh my God, we're good. Slow down, slow down. Big rut here, just slow down. We're out of that fire.
We're not out of that, Dad. We're not out.
Oh, man.
We're good, though.
Wow.
What?
Wow. Oh, you just gotta drive right through it.
Easy,
oh.
Easy, can't see. Just go easy now. Easy.
Dad, the car's heating up. It's gonna explode.
Oh my God.
Dad, what if a tree falls on us?
You're good, bro.
Please, God, help us.
Wow, this is creepy.
Good, you're doing good.
This is actually so creepy right now.
Dad, we can't get out.
I'm getting out. You can't drive backwards. I can
Yeah.
get that out of the road. We get gloves.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can't go backwards.
Dad, we gotta get out of here.
Back it up.
You can't go
A
backwards.
fallen tree is seen directly in the middle of the road,
Oh, there was a tree in front.
trapping them inside the park. They had nowhere to go but back, so they ended up reversing through everything they had just went through. When they reached their campsite, they abandoned their car and desperately started running towards a nearby lake.
Oh, true. Yeah. Get rid of the car and just try to run your way. Because you can, like,
jump over the fire, I guess, but you can't really drive your car through the fire. You know what I mean? So you're just gonna have to say, forget the car, bro.
By some miracle, there they would find 2 park employees in a boat on the shore of the lake.
Wow.
Justin and his father were rescued and taken to safety, leaving everything but this horrifying footage behind.
That is actually so creepy. So they had to leave the car, but they actually survived. That's creepy to think about if you were in that situation.
Footage shows the armed robbery of a cab driver.
Oh man.
The driver, Ralph Valletta, had just started his shift. This was his first ride of the day.
No way.
He was stopped at a light, and the rider can be seen in the back, slouched down.
So this is a cab, like a taxi cab driver. His first drive of the day, and he gets robbed.
But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything
Isn't there a cop in the back? Look, wait. He's trying to rob this guy. There's a cop right behind him. This is a stupid robber.
Down. But abruptly, he sits up and demands Ralph give him everything he has.
This is a robbery, man. Hey, give me all your money, man. Man, I don't. Give me everything you got. Give me that now. All right. I need it now. All right. We can make this the easy way, or we can make this the hard way, man. Everything I got, man. Keep your hand where I can see him. I just started. What else you got? I just started. Let me see your wallet. Let me see your. I don't have anything in my wallet. We can do this the hard way, or we can do this the easy way, man.
This is messed up.
Let me see your wallet and let me see your phone. I need it all right now. If you don't want to die, man.
Oh my God.
Okay. Give it all to me now. Okay. Okay.
Unbeknownst to the rider, a police cruiser was stopped at the same light directly behind them. At some point during the robbery, the light to the lane they were in had turned green, and seeing that they weren't moving, the officer put on his lights and got out to investigate.
Don't have anything in my wallet. I don't carry your wallet and your phone. I need your wallet. No, please don't put my phone. I need that from a... There's a cop behind us. There's a cop behind us.
Oh my God. Oh my God. He got him. Wow.
Almost immediately, the officer would realize that a robbery was taking place.
Right in front of him.
So in response, he would order the rider out of the car where he would then be detained.
Wow.
The rider was arrested and later charged with multiple offenses.
Wow. That is a creepy... Dude, this has been 3 for 3 so far, or 4 for 4. I don't know how many we've seen. These have been crazy so far, bro. These are actually super disturbing.
In April of 2021, a man named Mitch Kuhn was driving on the highway back from work when he saw this.
Whoa!
A child that looks to be wearing a large jacket, or that's possibly wrapped in a blanket, begins walking out in the middle of the highway. Get out of the road! Truck. Mitch was towing a trailer and felt that if he abruptly stopped, it would cause an accident. So instead, he opted to call the police, reporting an unattended child walking on the highway.
Didn't even stop, didn't even call the
cops. Assured Mitch that they'd send out patrol units immediately.
Hopefully,
an hour later, Mitch called again for a follow-up, as well as to offer the footage he had caught on his dash cam. But he was told that it wouldn't be necessary, as the child had been collected safely and was on its way home. However, strangely, police would later state that no child was found, despite officers searching the area until 3:45 a.m.
Wait, what?
Additionally, they would claim that at no point did they tell Mitch that they had found the child. The next morning, multiple volunteers commenced a search of the area, but no child was ever found, and therefore the search eventually ended.
They never found this kid? At the time the footage was
captured, there were no reports of a missing child in the area.
So, do you guys think this is paranormal? This could be a ghost?
It remains unknown who exactly was captured in this video.
Oh my gosh, that's actually a little kid, bro. It kind of looks weird. Like it, oh, okay. I think I see a face right here, like an ear and a forehead and a bun on top of the head with like a blanket. This has got to be like a 6-year-old kid. They never found out who this was. That's creepy!
This dashcam footage was captured in the streets of Taiwan. Right away, it's clear the video takes place in the midst of a storm.
Yeah.
A storm where the winds are strong enough to throw around debris. At one point, debris is even seen flying against the windshield. But little did the drivers know that an actual tornado was forming right behind them.
Oh my God.
Heading in their direction.
Yo, this is gonna show a live tornado. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The tornado. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube.
The dash cam
everyone's okay.
Captures the exact moment the tornado went directly through them. It was even strong enough to lift vehicles off the ground, which can actually be seen with the white van that pulls out onto the road.
Yeah, nobody was hurt. The vehicle just moved a little bit, YouTube.
Ground, and it begins to get full-on dragged by the tornado, seemingly disappearing. But once the tornado passes, it can be seen much further down the road, wedged in between 2 trees.
Nobody's
More
hurt.
concerning, however, is the person that gets thrown by the tornado on the right side of the road.
They weren't hurt.
Unfortunately, the storm would go on to produce further damage in the form of 50 inches of rain that
Damn.
would cause multiple deadly landslides.
50 inches is huge. A lot of rain. All right, here's the next one.
This
These
video
are just
was taken
scary
in
and
Russia. It shows the dashcam footage of a man driving down a desolate and long stretch of dirt road.
The thumbnail. Remember this?
Then, up ahead is a car parked in such a way so as to block traffic. Two men with baseball bats begin walking up to the driver, and that's when it becomes clear that this is a robbery, and the parked car was an intentional makeshift roadblock.
Bro, run him over.
The driver tries to escape, but the two men get in the way and do their best to prevent it.
Run him over. Bro, run him over. I'm running someone over if they're trying to rob me with a bat. Now, if they had a gun, probably like it's harder, but they have a bat. Just run him over.
Fortunately, the driver had a window of opportunity and took advantage.
Ooh, yeah.
He slammed on the gas and was able to get away unscathed.
Good job. Yep.
Then drove around the roadblock
Good
and was
job.
free.
That's a horrible roadblock. Good job, dummies.
It's unknown if the two men with baseball bats were ever caught.
Really? So they probably did this to someone else too. That's so creepy, bro.
In late November of 2015, a large catastrophic bushfire broke out in South Australia.
Look at how dark that is.
This dashcam footage was captured by one of the fire trucks responding.
Wait, this is my birthday, bro. November 25th. Look at that. 2015. What? This was on my birthday in Australia.
Right from the start of the video, enormous smoke clouds are shown, depicting just how large the fire had gotten.
Wow.
As the trucks continue forward, visibility gradually worsens. It gets so bad to where the fire trucks are forced to stop.
Oh my God, look how dark it is. It's the middle of the day too. It says it's 13 o'clock, which is 1 p.m. Like it's literally 1 p.m. in Australia in this video. And look at how dark it is. It's literally smoke covering the whole
In the distance,
oh my gosh,
the fire
bro.
itself can be seen.
Wow.
Running towards them unnervingly fast.
Here it comes, the hitch coming.
Oh God. Wow. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God, are you guys okay, bro?
We're gonna go in a burn over very, very quickly now. Here it comes, here it comes, here it
Oh,
comes.
lock in. Oh, that's fire. That's actually fire. Oh my God. What do you do in this situation?
Burn over, Scotty, burn over.
Oh!
Burn over, Scotty.
Oh! 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 Damn!
Jesus Christ. Burn over.
A miscommunication between the two trucks resulted in a collision.
Who cares?
The truck in the front was attempting to back up out of the fire, while the truck with the dash cam was entering what's known as a burnover.
Who cares about crashing the truck when you're about to get burnt to a crisp?
A burnover is a fire truck protection protocol where the truck stays in place and the crew deploys Velcro blankets to protect themselves from the heat.
Oh.
Water is sprayed outside of the vehicle to keep it from catching on fire.
Okay.
In the inside, breathing masks are used by the crew. During this protocol, however, the crew from the truck in the front can be heard desperately explaining how they didn't have water for a burnover.
Oh.
Or rather, their truck's sprinkler system wasn't working properly.
Ah. No water? Oh my God, Mayday. That means like
They
we're
couldn't stay in
dead.
place and were forced to drive forward in the hopes of escaping the fire, which you can actually see in the video as the truck fades into the distance.
What's up, dummies? So on YouTube, there are a ton of horrible Roblox content creators. I've made a ton of videos on them on my other channel. I look at bad Roblox YouTubers almost all the time, but this video has been going viral recently. It says Roblox's worst AI channel. It has 1 million views. Apparently, this is a horrible AI Roblox channel. I didn't think you could mix two stupid, horrible things, but let's see what this is.
This is how AI videos look like about a year ago. And right here, you can
obviously
AI
tell
was
that this is
bad.
AI
AI generated.
AI was
but
bad.
While I'm recording this video in this current time, this is what AI generated videos look like. And it's actually getting really difficult to tell if this is AI generated or not.
True. Yeah, it is kind of hard to tell between AI videos and real videos now. Back then, it was super
easy. That is a
easy.
huge problem on YouTube now. Because what if I told you that there's a Roblox channel out there on YouTube that's just posting Roblox videos, except the actual Roblox videos are 100% AI generated, and it's just the most boring, terrible slop ever. But for some reason, these videos are getting millions and millions of views. And I'm not even joking when I say this, but I think this channel is about to start something new on YouTube, and so many more YouTube channels are gonna follow suit and copy what this channel is doing, and soon one day all of Roblox YouTube is just probably gonna be completely AI generated slop.
Okay, normally I try to agree with the people I react to, but this guy, I don't even know what he's talking about. He's saying, oh, one day all of Roblox content on YouTube is gonna be AI. No, it's not. Nobody's gonna wanna watch AI content.
And I wish I was joking, but no, this is true. Because this Roblox channel we're gonna be talking about today, they just started posting videos a few weeks ago, and they are averaging 4 million views every single day.
Insane.
No, I'm not joking. But before we continue with this video, I would appreciate everybody could subscribe.
Bro, you haven't even showed us the YouTuber yet. Why are you asking us to subscribe, bro? Come on, dog. Drop a like on this video, but we haven't shown you it yet. All right, he's finally showing the channel. The channel name is Mooney Games.
It's called Mooney Games.
They only have 17,000 subscribers.
Right? It only has about like 17,000 subscribers. But what if I told you that based on my calculations, this channel will reach 100,000 subscribers in probably just a week? And let me explain why. So first things first, this channel was created only on November 30th of 2019. So this is a pretty old channel. But then out of nowhere, this channel randomly started posting back in November 20th of 2024.
Can you show us the videos?
It's called When Bacons Play Blade Ball. Sprunky is upset. Hashtag Sprunky. Hashtag Roblox. It is just typical Roblox brain rot you see on YouTube. But this very video is going to start what I think is a downfall of Roblox YouTube. So first things first, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you this short, and just prepare yourself. This is one of the worst things you'll ever see in your entire life.
Okay, let's see, because honestly, I've looked at a lot of bad content. If you guys have watched any of my videos on my DJ Loves Turbo channel, you guys know we look at horrible YouTubers all the time. So let's see if this is actually Roblox's worst AI channel, like this guy says, or if he's literally just lying, clickbaiting, because I expected to see something bad. It's 2 minutes into this video. He still hasn't shown us any of the content. So let's see.
Potentially your eyes might just melt away, but here's
my eyes might melt away.
Help me.
Okay,
yeah,
it's
I
pretty
don't know
bad.
about you, but the future of Roblox YouTube is not looking good. Now, thankfully, this didn't get too many views. This got about 4,000 views. Now, you might be relieved that this terrible trash video didn't do too good on YouTube. But what if I told you that their most popular video is even worse than the video we just saw now? This video is called Looking for Mom in Roblox Brookhaven. And Jesus Christ, this video has 3.2 million views. And this video was uploaded just about 10 days ago. Now look at the description.
Okay, well, this video was posted in 2024, so by the end of this video, when we're done reacting, we're gonna see what this Mooney Games channel is doing now to see if they've blown up or if they still make bad content.
Now look at the description.
But let's see this.
Even YouTube knows that this is AI generated content, but even while YouTube knowing that this is AI slop, they still push it out to 3.2
Can we see the video?
YouTube. Either way, I want to show you this video, and while watching the video, just keep this question in mind. Does this short deserve 3.2 million views?
All right, let's see it.
Here's the short.
What?
Yeah, this video.
What? That's all it is? What does that have to do with Roblox? What does that have to do with Brookhaven? Wait, what? That's not even Roblox.
An AI generated Roblox bacon hair baby crying.
A bacon hair baby? That's not a bacon hair baby, bro. That looks literally nothing like... I guess the outfit looks like the bacon hair girl, I guess, but it's nothing like Roblox.
Yeah, this video of an AI-generated Roblox bacon hair baby crying got 3.2 million views. Now let me know in the comments below, do you think this deserves all the views it
Obviously
has?
not.
Now, this short has 36,000 likes, but only 40 comments.
Okay,
now, here's the thing.
What I know about that is when a short has a ton of likes, a ton of views, but barely any comments, it's because the people that are seeing these shorts, the people who watched it, do not know how to speak. They are 2 or 3 years old, they don't know English, so they don't even know how to comment. And if they did comment, it wouldn't make any sense. There's a lot of times where I see comments and it's like, it's like kids trying to communicate, saying nice video, but they don't know how. That's what I think happens there.
The views, likes, and comments are actually botted on these videos. Because there's no way that this type of stuff is even enjoyable to watch. Like, who's sitting here watching these stuff and subscribing to this person's channel? Now, some people people like to argue saying that, oh, this person's watching without a YouTube account, therefore they can't like and subscribe. And how come this short has 36,000 likes, but only 40 comments? Why out of the 36,000 people that like this short, only 40 people chose to comment? Because in order to like a video, you need to have a YouTube account. And I like how the person that created this YouTube channel, they're hearting every single comment except the ones calling them out for using AI. And it's pretty obvious that only dumb little kids are watching this video because what is this person trying to say here? Oh, joy. But I saw some really funny comments because there's an angry mom in the comments not happy that their son is watching these videos. No wonder my son is acting like that. You should be blocked. You're not teaching nothing good for the kids.
Bro, come on, Catherine Guerrero. You're the one who's giving your son a phone, bro. If you don't want your son to watch this stuff, don't give him a phone. Like me personally, when I have children, I'm not going to really let them watch a lot of brain rot content when they're young. Maybe when they're like 20 and if they want to watch stuff, they can. But they're not going to watch bad content. They're going to be watching like TV shows like SpongeBob and stuff that's good for kids. They're not going to be scrolling YouTube Shorts. They're not going to be scrolling Instagram. They're not going to be scrolling TikTok. That's for sure. My kids are not watching short form.
I'm not sure if the mom sucks at grammar, but I can't lie. She's speaking facts.
Bro just said sucks at grammar. That's not even...
This channel needs to be banned. But yeah, this person right here had the idea that I was going for. How the hell is this Roblox?
I just said
and that's
that.
True. This does not look like Roblox at all.
I
don't
just
know why
said
this
that, bro.
Trying to pass off as a Roblox channel. But either way, as before, I said that this channel just started posting videos on November 28th. And while I'm recording this video, that's about a month ago. To be more specific, about like 28 days, right? Now, do you want to guess how many videos this person was able to upload in just 28 days? That's right.
Probably
this
100.
Person uploaded 147
148 videos.
So you know what? Let me do
in
the
28
math here,
days.
right? So with 147 videos uploaded in 28 days,
that's
that means
like
every single day, this person was uploading about 6 videos.
5 or 6
videos.
videos.
That YouTube grind, that is
what
crazy.
The 5 or 6 videos a day, bro. On this channel, you guys know I post 2 times a day. That's, I mean, it's not that hard because I sit here and record a lot all day. But like, the reason this person's able to post 5 videos a day is because it's just AI generated shorts. They're not even doing anything. They're typing in on their phone, you know, make me this. It's doing it, and then they're uploading it. With these videos that I'm making, I have to sit here, talk, react, edit, you know, stuff like that. I barely edit on this channel because you guys know my videos suck. But like, the reason they're able to upload so much is because they're just typing random stuff into an AI.
Because after all these videos are AI generated. So all this person does is goes into a random website, types out the prompt to make
I literally just said that.
About like 2 minutes to actually make the video. So really, uploading 6 videos every day to this channel is probably like 10 to 20 minutes worth of work. Now at the beginning of this video, I said that this person is probably going to get 100,000 subscribers in like a week. And you know what? Literally,
we're going to find out by the end of this video. I'm going to see how many subscribers they have because this video was posted on December 28th, 2024. And right now it's literally June 22nd, 2026. So it's been like 2 years. So we're going to see what this channel's doing.
Now, as I'm recording this video, this channel has 16.9 thousand subscribers. And by the time I actually edit this video, here's how many subscribers this person has. And the time span here is probably like 1 to 2 days. So we'll see how
12 hours they got 2,000
Now in
subs.
total, Mooney Games over here has about 15 million views. So this person just started posting to YouTube just a month ago, already 15 million views. The funny thing is that these videos are monetized. These people are making money off this. Now,
they're actually making money.
What was weird is that this channel is based in South Korea. And the funny thing is that South Korea is a leader in AI development. So I don't know if that has any correlation, but that's just how it is. Either way, my main point I'm trying to make in this video is that Mooney Games is going to start something which will completely just take over all of YouTube.
True.
And I don't want to sound dramatic.
It's not going to take over all of YouTube.
For example, there's a hand of these actual original content creators like Bucks and others. And what they would do is that they would make skit videos. But what people would do is that they would steal these people's YouTube audios and re-upload it as their own. And the YouTube channel stealing these audios and re-uploading as their own, they are getting millions and millions of views and
I think I know what he's talking about.
Just as an example, let me show you this channel right here. Alex GF. This channel has about 350,000 subscribers with only 84 videos uploaded. Now, first things first, when you see this guy's channel, you can see this guy's terrible Roblox AI profile picture. First of all, that's the old Roblox logo. And for some reason, there are bacon pieces in this guy's hair. It seems like the AI thing messed up, or I don't know.
Yeah, he was like, can I get a bacon hair character? And the AI put actual bacon in his hair.
Now, you might think Alex GF has been uploading for a long time, right? He has 350,000 subscribers. Well, guess what? he created his YouTube channel 1 month ago. That's right, just a month ago, this guy had 0 subscribers.
300K subs
subscribers because he will steal people's YouTube video audios and re-upload it as his own.
That's
and look at this, you can tell this is all the same videos over and over.
That's cringe too. He adds like the satisfying video on the right. I always hated that. So people will like put a skit, Roblox skit right here, and then they'd put a freaking like a satisfying slime video or something to like make the kids watch more.
Re-uploaded
so
and
cringy. That's actually so insane,
and Alex
dude.
GF is not the only person doing this. There are probably thousands of other channels that have millions of subscribers that are doing the same thing as this. And channels like these are the reason why YouTube had to shrink the play buttons, because too many people are getting millions of subscribers.
That's true. Yeah, I always wondered why they made the play button smaller. My play button is kind of big because I got these before. But like the new ones are small as heck because so many of these shorts content creators are making getting a ton of subs. Okay, it's time to search this channel up. So Mooney Games. We're gonna see. I have some good news, I think. I'm kind of confused though because I just went to YouTube and I searched up Mooney Games 05, which is exactly what's up, dummy. So today's video is gonna be pretty freaking creepy because we're gonna react to the most disturbing things found on the internet. These are gonna be internet rabbit holes that people somehow stumbled across and they were just like scarred for life. For example, the thumbnail. What the hell is it? Who is this guy? Why does he look like this? These are about to be so scary. Try not to get scared. Try not to pee yourself. Let's go. All right, the first one is Slave Master. What the heck is this? Okay. Maybe this is a creepy guy on the internet.
Year 2000, a chain message started spreading on AOL. It said if a guy by the name of Slave Master contacts you, do not answer. He has killed 56 women that he has talked to on the internet.
Okay, so if y'all don't know what AOL is, it used to be like a messaging app, kind of like Discord, like how we use Discord now or Snapchat. This was like the original messaging app. Apparently, somebody was sending messages saying if you get contacted by this Slave Master guy, he has killed 56 women. What the?
Most people ignored it. Chain messages were everywhere back then.
And dude, if you ignore this, you're gonna end up dead, bro. Don't let.
Almost all of them were fake. Slave Master was the username of John Edward Robinson, a man from Kansas City who used AOL chat rooms to meet women. He would talk to them for weeks, gain their trust, then offer something they needed. A job, a place to stay, help with money. One of his victims was a 19-year-old named Lisa Stassi. John promised her a fresh start if she came to Kansas City. She did. He killed her in a hotel room.
Oh my gosh, dude, what?
Lisa had a 4-month-old daughter. John took the baby to his brother, told him she was an orphan, and charged him $5,500 in adoption fees.
Nah, bro, no. This guy met a lady online, murdered, and then took her baby, sold it to her brother, or his brother. What?
Met Sheila Faith the same way. Sheila had a 15-year-old daughter named Debbie who was in a wheelchair. John promised to pay for her surgery. All they had to do was come meet him.
Bro, don't go to Kansas City, bro.
No one saw them again. He kept this up for years. But in 2000, one of his targets went to the police. When they searched his property, they found oil drums. Inside was what was left of his victims. Some had been there over 10 years. After the arrest, people went back to that chain message, the one they had been deleting while he was still out there. It was real the whole time.
What the heck? So there was actually a guy just meeting people and murdering. Oh my gosh.
Luca Magnotta.
Okay, here's the next one. Why is this guy shown with kittens? Hopefully, okay, I have a feeling this is gonna be very creepy. Hopefully he was just hanging out with the kittens and playing with them and being very nice. Oh, I'm actually scared.
In 2010, a video showed up online of someone suffocating kittens. No face, no name.
What?
Just hands and a vacuum bag. A group of people on Facebook, led by a woman named Deanna Thompson, decided to find whoever did it. They started pulling apart every frame. The cigarette brand matched a Canadian label.
Okay, so there was a group of people who wanted to figure out who was doing this. Hopefully they found who was doing this because I love cats and that is so messed up.
They identified the vacuum model. GPS data and Google Street View narrowed down the location until they had a name. Luca Magnotta, a 27-year-old from Montreal. They went to the police. Nothing happened. The group kept watching him. They tracked his social media. They flagged his posts. Magnotta found out about the group and started sending them messages under fake names. More videos appeared over the following months, each one worse than the last. One member wrote that he was building up to killing someone. On May 25, 2012, a 10-minute video was uploaded to a gore site. It showed Magnotta killing and cutting apart a 33-year-old Concordia University student named Jun Lin. Days later, body parts were mailed to political parties and elementary schools across Canada. Magnotta fled the country.
This dude, sent body parts to elementary schools?
Police tracked him through Paris and eventually found him in a Berlin internet cafe. He was sitting at a computer, reading the news coverage about himself. He was convicted of first-degree murder in 2014. But the people who had been tracking him for 2 years couldn't get past one thing. They had given police his name, his location, and their evidence before Jun Lin was killed. The group had been right about everything. Nobody listened.
Wow, that's true. That's true. So the group found out who this guy was. They knew he was going to do something bad. The police were like, we can't do anything about it. And then he did do something bad. And now they're like, what the heck? But good thing they captured this weird guy. Dang, I didn't know this video was going to be this creepy.
The Twitter killer.
The Twitter killer. Oh, man.
In Japan, there are online communities where people who want to end their lives connect with each other. In 2017, a Twitter account called Hanging Pro showed up in these spaces. The person behind it posted things like, I want to help people who are suffering. His real name was Takahiro Shiraishi. He was not there to help. He would find them through their posts, message them.
These people look normal. Like, this guy looks, I mean, okay, he doesn't really, now that I know that he's like a creep or whatever he's gonna do in this story, I kind of see it, but like, I feel like I would see him on the side of the road and be like, oh, like, normal guy. These people look like kind of normal, but they're not.
He would find them through their posts, message them, talk to them for days, then suggest they meet up. Between August and October of 2017, 9 people took him up on that offer. He killed all of them. The youngest was a 15-year-old girl named Aiko Tamura. Aiko's brother had access to her Twitter account. He tracked her last messages back to Hanging Pro and went to the police. When they checked security cameras near the meeting spot, they found footage of Aiko leaving a train station with a man she had never met before. That led them to Shiraishi's apartment. It was a single room, about 140 square feet. Police found it.
Bro lived in a 140 square foot apartment, bro. No wonder he was going crazy hurting people, bro. That's like torture, being in a small room like that, bro. You're broke.
8 coolers spread across it. His victims were inside, covered in cat litter.
No way. Did he just say, these coolers, I thought he had like food in here. It's all his victims mixed with cat litter. What the people at his local Walmart were probably like, bro, you're in for another box of cat litter? And he's like, yep, I have a lot of cats. They poop a lot. But little did they know, the freaking cashiers at his Walmart, little did they know he was buying this cat litter and mix it with his people's remains.
After the arrest, people found a thread on 2chan, a Japanese message board, posted months earlier. Someone had asked how to get rid of 110 pounds of meat. That number is the average weight of an adult woman in Japan. People in the thread gave real advice. One person suggested cat litter to cover the smell.
So this guy asked on a forum, he was like, how can I get rid of 110 pounds of meat? These people were just trying to be nice and think that he was trying to get rid of, like, you know, cow meat or whatever. Maybe it was like rotten pig meat and he wanted to get rid of it. They thought he was a farmer. No, he was asking about humans.
The person who posted the thread replied, the freezer is already full and the blood has already been drained. The thread is still up. Anyone can read it. John Lang prediction.
Okay, here's the next one.
On January 13th, 2016,
these are creepy.
A man in Fresno, California posted on Facebook, if anything happens to me in the next day or two, it will be the result of Fresno PD. His name was John Lang. 3 days later, he posted a video on his YouTube channel, Lang Marine. It showed a van parked outside his house. He wrote underneath it, if I turn up missing or dead tomorrow, remember this van.
Oh my gosh, so there was a van outside of this guy's house. Imagine a van being outside of your house and you're recording it and you're like, dude, something weird's gonna happen. And then you post on YouTube, if I'm missing or I'm dead tomorrow, it was the people in this van. Let's see if it actually happened.
4 days after that, firefighters broke into his home. The house was on fire. Inside, they found Lang with stab wounds in his chest. Every door was locked from the inside. Lang was a Marine veteran who had been posting about the Fresno Police Department for years. It started when he found out officers were scanning license plates in store parking lots, then pulling drivers over a few blocks away, pretending it was a routine stop. He wrote about it online. After that, he said the police started watching him. He put up security cameras around his house and uploaded what they recorded. Marked police cars sitting outside for long stretches. Unmarked vans driving past slowly.
So was this guy just panicking because he was in the war? Like a lot of people had PTSD, or were they actually trying to get this guy? Maybe he did some crazy stuff.
In one video, a van pulled up with what Lang said was a thermal camera pointed at his home, checking if he was inside. In the years after his death, Fresno became the first U.S. city to use software that tracked all citizens and gave them threat scores.
What?
Chief said anyone who protested against the department would be put in a database. Lang's YouTube channel is still up. 17 videos, all filmed from inside a house he never left.
Wow.
In 2018,
here's the next one. Who is this?
Inside a house he
Bro,
never
who
left
is this guy? I'm creeped out already. Who is this dude? William Whitaker? Oh my gosh, he already looks creepy.
In 2018, a YouTube channel called Piper Rocks started getting attention. It looked like it was run by a young girl showing off her editing skills. She said she was 10, but the edits contained inappropriate jokes that did not match the age she claimed to be. People started looking closer. The girl in the videos was never the same person twice. Some clips were from TV shows. Others were stolen from small YouTube channels run by real kids. When the channel posted—
Wait, don't tell me this old man was acting like a little girl.
The voiceover, the voice sounded wrong. It was an adult trying to sound like a child, pitched up in editing. In the comments, older men were hitting on who they thought was a little girl. When one found out she was 11, he replied, "In love, there is no age."
What?
A group on 4chan decided to investigate. They found the email tied to the channel, looked it up, and traced it back to a man named William Whitaker.
Whoa! This is what bro, looks like he's been living in the sea for a couple of years. Why was that the most HD
been arrested in 2002 in connection with illegal material involving minors. After that arrest, William started an unlicensed talent agency called Wizard Productions for child performers. He would bring kids to his home to record them singing and dancing, telling families the tapes would go to people in the music industry.
What?
He had no connections. Police shut it down in 2005, but he never went to prison for it. He moved to YouTube instead. For over 10 years, he ran channels pretending to be young girls. Some of his videos ended up on YouTube Kids. The Fortune Group put out a 33-page report with everything they found. William Whitaker died shortly after. He never faced any consequences. Smart Schoolboy 9.
What the okay, what is this? This is the thing I saw on the thumbnail. Who is this guy? What the This might be the creepiest part of the video. Lock in, guys. Put your seatbelts on.
20 years, a bunch of accounts on Instagram and Facebook have been pretending to be children. Names like TruthSticks11, GirlChloe12, and Smart Schoolboy 9. Each one claims to be run by a kid whose parents keep an eye on it. The photos are all edited the same way. Pale white faces, bright red lips, blue eyes, black high-heeled boots. Some claim to be boys.
Okay, I'm gonna do some editing right now. I'm gonna show actual pictures of the posts that were posted. So I'm gonna look up like Smart Schoolboy 9 actual pictures. I'm gonna show them. This is what this creepy looking person was posting on Instagram. I'm gonna try to show as much as I can because this guy didn't in the video.
They're all run by the same person. In 2024, YouTubers started investigating and traced the accounts to a man named David Alter, 59 years old, living in the UK. After his name got out,
he's 59? What is wrong with him? He's making Instagram accounts acting like little kids?
59 years old, living in the UK. After his name got out, a former police officer from Doncaster came forward. He said he had been dealing with Alter since the early 2000s. Back then, Alter would cover his face in white makeup, put on a school uniform, and walk onto school grounds.
What?
Police had to remove him at least once a week. The officer said he genuinely believed he was a pupil at the school.
What the? So this grown man would dress up as a kid, go to kids' playgrounds, and play with kids at the playground.
He could no longer get into schools. Alter started reaching out by mail. He sent handwritten letters and poems to children's groups under a fake name.
How do you get banned from a school, bro? If you get banned from a school, you got problems.
An 11-year-old girl called Stephanie. One was printed in a local newspaper with a bio that said Stephanie was a real child. On several of his accounts, Alter called out other users for being predators who stalk children. Those users turned out to be his own accounts. In one post, he described someone who wanted to cannibalize and kill kids. He was describing himself.
What? He would be hating on other accounts? He would be saying like, you want to kill kids, but he's talking to his other accounts?
Time his accounts get taken down, new ones show up.
Dude, this guy, what happened to this guy?
Calm.
They didn't even say what happened to this guy. What? Okay, I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to do some more research. If y'all know in the comments what happened to this Smart Schoolboy guy, David Alter, let me know. That's insane. Okay, here's the next one. The Target letters. I don't know what this is, but hopefully it's not as creepy as the other one.
In 2023, employees at Target stores across the country started finding strange letters in their P.O. boxes. Each one opened the same way, praising Target products. Speedo swim goggles. Bottles of Mountain Dew. What? Then the letters would shift into something else. They described a young woman, always by first name, vigorously paddling a kayak down a specific river. The letters came with photos. One was a pair of goggles, the same ones from the letter. The other was a red Toyota Matrix at what looked like an auto show. People who looked up the car found the exact model sitting in a junkyard in California. Most people assumed the letters came from someone who was mentally unwell.
I mean, yeah, it's gotta be, bro. Imagine you get a letter sent to your house and it's like, hey, it's Sarah. I just went to the river and I paddled down a couple things with my kayak and my goggles. Hey, nice to see you. Like, you'd be like, who the hell are you? You know what I mean?
Then people started searching the names. Sarah, paddling the Hiwassee River in Tennessee. A woman named Sarah Michelle Phillips, 22, went missing in Tennessee in 2019. Her body was found later that year.
Oh my God, bro. What?
Sarah again, this time the Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania. Sarah Ray Bowen, 14, went missing in Pennsylvania in
Wait, so there's multiple
1994.
There's multiple different girls named Sarah that went missing on the river. And then wait, what?
Her body was found months later.
Oh my God.
Ashley, paddling Kabetogama Lake in Minnesota.
Another girl?
Ashley Lynn Carlson, 33, went missing in Minnesota in 2021.
Gosh.
Found dead 2 months later.
What? So what does this have to do with the Target thing? Because remember the story started off with people like Target stores, like the department store, they're getting messages or they're getting email, or not even emails, they're getting mail from somebody talking about these people in the, what?
Stephanie, paddling the Tuckasegee River in North Carolina. Stephanie Lynn Lewis went missing in North Carolina in 2004.
Don't tell me.
She has never been found.
Oh my
4
gosh.
names, 4 rivers, 4 missing women, all unsolved.
So what
the
is
letters
this?
have no return address. The handwriting is the same in everyone. Police haven't done much about it. As of 2025, new letters are still showing up.
What? So why don't the police track where these letters are coming from? They're going to be able to find out what happened to these girls that literally went missing.
The Daily Capper.
Okay, what is that?
In 2010, a weekly show started appearing on YouTube. It was made to look like a children's news program with a cartoon
This is
host
gonna be
and a
creepy.
text-to-speech voice reading the headlines. The show was called The Daily Capper. It covered the world of capping, where people go into live streams of kids, pressure them into doing something on camera, and use the recordings as blackmail. The show reported the best caps of the week and who was doing the blackmailing. Every year it held an awards ceremony. One of the categories was Blackmailer of the Year. The 2010 winner was crowned for tormenting a young girl named Peyton. On December 19th, 2010, the show
before
aired a
Christmas?
segment about a new target, a 13-year-old girl named Amanda Todd. They said she was getting a lot of attention in the capping community.
Bro, I think I heard about Amanda Todd.
On January 4th, 2011, Amanda left a comment under that video. She wrote, "It's Amanda here. I'm getting blackmailed, and the cops are out looking for the guy." Nothing changed. On October 10th, 2012, Amanda was gone. After her death, the hacking group Anonymous tried to find the person who had been blackmailing her. They named someone. It was the wrong person. The real predator was a 44-year-old man from the Netherlands who had been running nearly 100 fake Facebook accounts to target kids.
What's up, dummies? We're about to react to how every legendary YouTuber died. We're gonna find out how Technoblade died. We're gonna find out how Angry Grandpa died. And I don't even know this lady, but apparently this old lady named Linja or whatever, she looks kind of nice. She died too. We're gonna find out about legendary YouTubers who passed away. This is gonna be sad. Shout out to these guys. Let's learn about them.
Technoblade.
All right, Technoblade. We're starting off with Technoblade. I didn't even know he looked like this. Did y'all know he looked like this? I only saw his Minecraft character before, so let's learn about what happened to him. Man, this is gonna be sad, man.
Technoblade was not just a YouTuber. He was a true Minecraft legend.
Really?
Alexander launched his YouTube channel, Technoblade, in 2013 at the young age of 14.
Bro, he started at 14 years old. That's pretty much the age I started, bro. I'm pretty sure he died like a few years ago. I'm not sure what happened. I think he had cancer or something, but man, this is just real sad. But let's learn about him because I never watched him. I bet you guys definitely watched him, but I didn't, so I want to learn about this.
He quickly became famous for his character, Crowned Pig, and humorous gameplay on Hypixel and Dream SMP. That earned him over 10 million subscribers at that time, making him one of the most influential gaming YouTubers of his generation.
So he was like one of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers?
His iconic catchphrase, Technoblade never dies, became more than a meme. It was a testament to his skill.
Wait, he started the thing named Technoblade, like he started the saying Technoblade never dies? That is crazy to think about how he would always say Technoblade never dies in his videos, and then he just, wow, bro.
This was most famously proven when Mr. Beast orchestrated the ultimate $100,000 duel, challenging Technoblade versus Dream. In a battle of titans, Technoblade emerged victorious,
he beat
solidifying
Dream.
his reputation as the undisputed king of combat.
So he was the king of Minecraft fighting, and then apparently in June 2021, that's when it started to go.
However, in June of 2021, the king suddenly disappeared from the internet, leaving the fans worried. The silence was broken in August with a video explaining his absence. Alex revealed that what he initially thought was repetitive strain injury from gaming was actually a painful lump in his right arm.
Oh, he had a tumor in his arm. He thought it was from gaming because, like, when you're playing Minecraft, bro, you be moving that mouse like you be clicking so fast and stuff. But, like, dang, bro.
Diagnosis was a rare and malignant sarcoma.
What is that?
The progression of the disease was rapid and brutal, By the time it was found, the cancer had already spread to his lungs and bones. Yet, he confronted his mortality with his signature humor, often joking about his condition to comfort his worried fan base rather than asking for pity.
Wow.
Despite aggressive chemotherapy, the cancer attacked his central nervous system, and his body eventually gave out.
Man.
June 30th, 2022, surrounded by his family, he passed away.
Rest in peace to Technoblade, bro.
The announcement of his death came with the final video titled, "So Long, Nerds."
Bro, he titled his final video, "So Long, Nerds." See, this is cool. That's why I like Technoblade, bro, because he, even though he was going through something that a lot of people can't really go through, he was just like chill about it. He was just cool.
In this heartbreaking upload, which has since amassed over 122 million views, his father read Alex's final words. While Alexander is gone, his impact on the community is permanent.
Man, rest in peace.
Technoblade
rest in peace to Technoblade, bro. Let's go to the next one.
With Linja.
Cooking with Linja, bro. This is an old lady who had a cooking channel. No! Why did she die? Oh, man, I can already tell she's a nice girl. Just look at her.
Lynn Yamada Davis, widely known as Cooking with Linja, was a popular American YouTuber and cooking content creator.
Man.
Her YouTube channel, Cooking with Linja, gained 14 million followers across YouTube, where she was known for short-form cooking videos, fast edits, and humor. In 2019, Lynn publicly revealed that she had been diagnosed with throat cancer, which caused her voice to change. In 2021, she announced that she had been diagnosed with esophageal cancer. Despite undergoing treatment, including surgery and chemotherapy, she continued creating content and regularly appeared in videos alongside her son.
Really, bro? She would make videos even though she had throat cancer, so her voice was different? That'd be insane. That's like me making videos and then my voice just changes so much and you guys know I have cancer. Like, that would be sad, bro.
Throughout 2023, Lynn's health gradually declined.
Dang, bro, so she just kept making videos?
On her camera, her family continued to share her condition to connect with her audience. On New Year's Day 2024, Lynn passed away peacefully as the cancer returned. Surrounded by her loved ones, on January 9th, her family held a small funeral, attended by close friends and family members.
Rest in peace, bro. All right, here's the next one. Angry Grandpa, bro. I used to watch some of his stuff back in the day. I forgot that he died. He used to be so mad. Like, they would take him to, like, McDonald's or something. He'd be like, I don't want McDonald's. Like, this guy was the angriest grandpa ever, but I know he was so awesome, though.
Charles Marvin Green Jr., widely known as Angry Grandpa, was a pioneer of the react and reality comedy genres on YouTube. With over 4.7 million.
Dude, see, 4 million subscribers doesn't seem like a lot compared to the other people, but this was back when YouTube didn't even have that many people. 4 million subscribers was like insane. Like now, if you have 10 million, it's like pretty good. But back then, if you had 4 million, it was like, if you had 1 million like 5 years ago, it was like, oh my God.
In subscribers, he became an internet sensation, not just for his signature angry sketches, but for his heartwarming, redemptive arc of his life. His son, Michael Green, kid behind a camera, documented their journey from poverty to success, famously filming the moment he used YouTube earnings to buy his father a house and his dream 1955 Chevy Bel Air.
That's nice.
For years, he suffered from type 2 diabetes and cellulitis, conditions that had already significantly weakened his immune system. Throughout his battle, the Green family maintained using vlogs to keep the community informed. Fans watched as the once boisterous patriarch grew frail. Yet, he continued to film messages of gratitude from his bed.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Like, this guy, he was like the angriest grandpa. He would be screaming like, and then eventually, over time, he stopped screaming as much. He stopped moving as much. And people could tell that something was up. People could tell that he was getting older. And it was just sad because he used to be so, and then he just couldn't do it anymore.
In late 2017, Green's body began to shut down once more. He suffered from reoccurring infections and systematic inflammation that his organs could no longer filter. On December 10th, 2017, Charles Green passed away at his home in Summerville, South Carolina, at the age of 67. His son, Michael, announced the news in a tearful video titled R.I.P. Angry Grandpa, which became one of the most watched tributes in YouTube history.
Wow.
Comicstorian.
Okay, who's this guy? This guy looks young, bro. Everybody so far has been like old, except for Technoblade. He was young. Who's this guy? He looks healthy, bro. What happened? What?
Ben Potter was the mastermind behind Comicstorian, a YouTube powerhouse with over 3.1 million subscribers and a staggering 1.1 billion total views.
Okay.
He converted thousands of comic intros, audio dramas, with more than 4,000 videos produced. Ben Potter helped global audiences get closer to massive publishers like Marvel and DC. On the morning of June 8th, 2024,
this was recent.
Ben Potter was driving his Toyota 4Runner southbound on Interstate 25.
No, not a crap. All three of the last people have been like natural causes. Not really natural, but like cancer and then like getting older. This is a car.
At approximately 9:19 a.m.,
9 in the morning,
his vehicle suddenly veered off the right side of the highway. The SUV traveled across the frontage road and overturned multiple times before finally coming to rest on its roof.
Oh my God.
Emergency responders arrived shortly after. Although Ben Potter was wearing his seatbelt and the vehicle's safety system deployed, Ben Potter died at the scene. He was 40 years old. To this day, the cause of his accident remains a mystery.
Really?
Following his death,
they don't know what happened to him? He was just driving and then he veered off the road and then he just,
wife Nathalie and the Comicstorian production team announced their decision to continue operating the channel. They stated that maintaining Comicstorian was a way to honor Ben Potter's passion for comics and the years he dedicated to building the channel.
Wow.
Total Biscuit.
Okay, Total Biscuit. Who's this? I feel like I've heard of this guy. Maybe back in the day, I used to watch him. I don't know. I didn't know he died.
John Bain, widely known online as Total Biscuit, was one of the most influential voices in PC game criticism. As the cynical Brit, his consumer-first approach had over 2.2 million subscribers between 2010 and 2017.
Yeah, that's a lot of subscribers back then. In 2017, if you had 2 million subscribers, you were like one of the top.
In April of 2014, Bain announced to his followers on Twitter that a precarious mass had been found in his bowel. During earlier treatment, he remained defiant, continuing his rigorous podcasting and video schedule while undergoing aggressive chemotherapy and radiation.
Wow.
In February of 2015, the primary tumor was surgically removed. By October of that year, Bain revealed a grim update. The cancer had metastasized to his liver and was deemed inoperable. He responded to his fans with a characteristic bluntness, vowing to outlive the prognosis. By late 2017, Bain's health deteriorated rapidly as the cancer continued to metastasize, leading to organ failure. On May 24, 2018, he passed away peacefully at his home, surrounded by loved ones. His death triggered a massive global reaction. Blizzard Entertainment immortalized him as
Man, rest in peace to Total Biscuit, bro.
Ed Gould.
Ed Gould? This guy looks... Bro, what is going on, bro? Hopefully it wasn't no cancer or nothing, because it keeps happening.
Ed Gould was the British animator and...
Now, I don't want it to be a car crash, but I'm just saying, like...
creator of Ed's World.
I'm tired of hearing about this
animation series
stuff,
that later
bro.
surpassed...
This is why we need to eat better food. We need to go outside. We need to stop putting these chemicals on our skin. We need to stop... Like, we need to become healthier again. We need to become more natural, because these cancer is not natural until you put all this nasty stuff in and on your body, bro. And move around, bro. Y'all need to walk. Stop sitting on your butt all day.
4.47 million subscribers. In 2006, at just 17 years old, Ed Gould was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
Oh my God.
Fast-growing cancer.
What's wrong with these YouTubers getting cancer, bro? I don't even want to hear about this, bro. Shout out to Ed Gould, but I don't even want to hear about how he got, like,
ice swimming incident.
Oh my God, I know about this. The ice swimming incident. Oh my gosh, this is insane. Of course he saved this for the end of the video. Oh man.
This stands among the most haunting and heartbreaking deaths ever witnessed in YouTube history.
For sure.
Tor Eckhoff, born in 1964 in Sandefjord, Norway, was the creator behind the channel Apator, known for his daring and humorous ice swimming videos that earned him over 1.2 million subscribers.
I remember this.
His content was dangerous and funny, diving into freezing lakes, skating over thin ice.
I think I reacted to something like this before, but yeah, his channel was basically him jumping into freezing cold water and he wouldn't even care. It was like an old guy, an old Russian guy. Like he just had like, you know, balls, dude. He just didn't care about anything. Nothing scared him. And then I think one day he just...
Despite the risk, his fans adored his authenticity and fearless spirit. On November 26,
that's a day after my birthday, bro.
At Jakobsdam, a frozen lake west of Kongsberg, alone on the ice, Tor fell through a hole he had cut for his video. The shock of the icy plunge was immediate. His breath shortened as he tried to pull himself out. A passerby heard faint cries for help and alerted emergency services. Divers quickly arrived, pulled him from the icy water, and performed CPR before airlifting him to Yalevel University Hospital. Despite hours of resuscitation attempts, Tor passed away on November 27th due to severe hypothermia and secondary drowning.
The thing about that is, like, he had cut out a hole in the ice because he was going to make a video. He had his camera all set up, ready to make a video, and he accidentally slipped in it. He wasn't ready, and he died, bro.
Police confirmed there was no foul play and that he had been alone during the time of the accident. His final video I am not dead. I am 57 today.
That's the creepy part. His final video he ever uploaded is titled, I'm Not Dead.
Uploaded just 5 days before his death.
What's up, dummies? Today we're about to react to the worst live TV deaths ever. This video has 900,000 views. It's gonna show us a bunch of people who ended up dying on live TV. This is gonna be crazy. Look at this. This guy's bones are poking out of his... This is gonna be insane. Let's check this out. Try not to die.
On April 15th, 1984, Tommy Cooper, a 63-year-old comedian,
what the hell is he
walked
wearing?
onto the stage at Her Majesty's Theatre in London. 12 million people were watching live from home on ITV. Cooper was Britain's favorite comedian, and he was known as the man who made magic tricks funny by getting them wrong. That evening, Cooper wore a red cloak as he prepared for his magic act. His assistant, Sandy Lawrence, helped him put on a red cloak. He thanked her. Little did he know that those would be his last words.
Really?
As the show proceeded, the audience was already laughing. Suddenly, he slumped backward against the curtain. His body twisted. His legs twitched.
What?
The audience roared with laughter. They thought it was part of the act.
Dude, they thought he was trolling, but he was like, dying, but they were like, ha ha ha! That's crazy.
Cooper was famous for physical comedy. This looked like another one of his brilliant gags. But behind the curtains, something was wrong. Cooper wasn't moving on cue. The routine was taking too long. Director Alistair McMillan realized immediately that something terrible had happened. He cut to an unscheduled commercial break, but they had to continue the show. Les Dennis and Dustin G were pushed onto the stage. They performed, while behind the curtains, people desperately tried to save Cooper's life. They tried to revive him, hitting his chest, trying CPR, but Cooper wasn't responding.
CPR? That's that mouth-to-mouth stuff where you blow in someone and like, that's nuts.
He was later rushed to Westminster Hospital and was pronounced dead on arrival from a massive heart attack. Tommy Cooper died to roars of laughter, while 12 million people thought it was just another joke.
Bro, that is actually crazy to think about. He was performing, like he was like a funny performer. And then he like, oh, snap, I'm having a heart attack. And people were like, ha, ha, ha. Dude, imagine like dying, like, oh, it's not a joke. And everyone's like, ah. Oh my God, that is a crazy incident. Wow.
The Phoenix helicopter.
All right, here's the next one.
On July 27th, 2007, 2 news helicopters were covering a police chase in Phoenix, Arizona. The helicopters belonged to KNX-VTV and KTVK. Both stations were broadcasting the pursuit live. It was mid-afternoon, a routine chase, the kind that happens frequently in major cities. The suspect was fleeing in a stolen vehicle.
Man, that old-ass car, bro. Why would you steal that old-looking, man, that looks like a damn submarine.
Police were following. The helicopters circled above, filming for their respective stations, providing aerial coverage. KTVK's helicopter carried pilot Scott Bowerbank and photographer Jim Cox.
Bro's last name is Bowerbank.
KTVK's helicopter carried pilot Scott Bowerbank and
what type of last name is Bowerbank?
Photographer Jim Cox.
All right, that guy's last name is
helicopter carried pilot Craig Smith and photographer Rick Krolak. All 4 were experienced professionals. They'd covered countless chases before. Around 12:46 p.m., the helicopters were over Steele Indian School Park in central Phoenix.
Indian School Park? Bro, I've been there. I've actually been to Indian School Park, bro. What? I used to live in Arizona, if y'all don't know.
This was active below. Cameras were rolling. Then disaster struck. The helicopters collided in midair. The rotor blades hit each other. Metal tore. The aircraft spun out of control. Viewers watching at home saw the helicopters in frame during the chase coverage. Then suddenly, both helicopters plummeted to the ground. They crashed in the park below. One hit near trees. The other crashed nearby. All 4 men died instantly.
Oh, not Bowerbank.
There were no survivors. Miraculously, nobody on the ground was hurt. The academic interview.
All right, here's the next one.
September 12th, 2018, Professor Rita Jitendra appeared live on Doordarshan's Good Morning J&K, an Indian television news channel. She was there to discuss political issues. Jitendra was a prominent academic and political analyst. She frequently appeared on news programs to provide expert commentary. The interview began
Okay, I'm pretty sure she's gonna like die, because look at her. I mean, he even drew her with a bunch of wrinkles. She's close to expiration.
Jitendra sat in the studio discussing current events with the host. She was articulate, composed, answering questions thoughtfully. Then, mid-sentence, Jitendra stopped talking. Her expression changed. She tossed her head backward and gasped for air. The host immediately realized something was wrong and called for help. Cameras were still rolling, broadcasting live. Viewers watched as Jitendra struggled to breathe. She collapsed in her chair. Studio staff rushed over and called for medical assistance. Medics arrived quickly and rushed her to a nearby hospital. She'd suffered a massive cardiac arrest. But doctors couldn't save her. Rita Jitendra was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The incident shocked India. A prominent academic had died live on television.
See, that's the thing. Live on TV, she was just talking, saying like, yeah, I think we should, oh my God.
Middle of an interview while discussing ordinary political matters.
All right, what's the next one?
Breakfast Show incident.
On
November 13th, 1986, 24-year-old Michael Lush was rehearsing for a stunt on the BBC television program, The Late Late Breakfast Show. The show, hosted by Noel Edmonds, was famous for its dangerous live challenges performed by members of the public. Lush had volunteered to perform a stunt called Hang 'em High, which involved bungee jumping from a box suspended about 120 feet above the ground.
No.
It was supposed to be spectacular, daring, safe. During the rehearsal, Lush climbed into the metal box. The box was hoisted high into the air by a crane. He was secured to an elastic bungee cord by a carabiner clip fastened to an eye bolt inside the box. Crew members stood below, watching. Cameras were ready. Then came the signal. The box was released and Michael dropped. Suddenly, something went wrong. The clip detached from its mounting. The cord failed to stop his fall. He plunged 120 feet and struck the ground. The impact was catastrophic. He was killed instantly. The accident shocked Britain. The death of Michael Lush changed British television forever and ended the era of live, unregulated stunts. The sci-fi tragedy. On September 20th, 1996, 27-year-old actor Kenneth Keith Stedman was filming an episode of the science fiction series Sliders near El Mirage Dry Lake, California. The crew was shooting a desert chase scene. Cameras rolled as Stedman drove a dune buggy across the barren expanse. It was a simple setup between takes. Then, out of nowhere, something went terribly wrong. The buggy hit uneven ground. It struck a hidden mound and flipped violently. The vehicle rolled over, throwing Stedman from the seat before crushing him underneath. Crew members screamed for help. Paramedics were called immediately, racing across the desert floor. But by the time they reached him, it was too late. Kenneth Keith Stedman was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The production was halted. The investigation confirmed it was a rollover accident. No explosions or pyrotechnics had occurred, just a tragic miscalculation. His death sent a jolt through Hollywood. It reminded everyone that even the simplest scene could turn fatal in an instant. The skiing disaster. On January 29,
I've never been skiing.
Austrian ski champion Ulrike Meyer stood at the top of the Kandahar downhill course in Garmisch-Partenkirchen, Germany.
What? Garmisch-Partenkirchen in Germany?
Cameras were rolling for a live World Cup broadcast. Meyer was a 26-year-old, fearless and focused. She was a two-time Super G
World
champion.
Cup?
That day, she adjusted her goggles. Everywhere fell silent. Just as the signal sounded, she pushed off. Her speed built instantly, about 62 miles per hour.
Wow, that's
She sliced through the course, every movement precise. But as she hit one of the fastest sections, something went wrong. Her ski caught an edge. In a split second, Meyer lost control. Initially, it was believed she struck a timing post, but later investigation concluded she likely broke her neck upon hitting the ground, not from a post impact. She then slammed into the safety netting with tremendous force. The sound was sickening. Rescuers rushed to her side. Medical teams tried to revive her, but Ulrike Meyer never regained consciousness. She was pronounced dead shortly after reaching the hospital in Murnau. The entire crash had unfolded on live television. The world of skiing was shattered. In the aftermath, officials redesigned courses, strengthened safety nets, and implemented stricter standards.
Man, what the hell is a strengthened safety net gonna do? She slammed into the net going 100 miles per hour, bro. What? You gonna put a mattress on the other side so she just bounces off? Come on.
But no change could undo what the world had witnessed that day. A champion's final run, broadcast live to millions.
She was the champion.
The Challenger disaster. On January 28th, 1986, the space shuttle...
Why do I feel like all these are happening in the 80s, bro? Why? Was this a time to die?
The Challenger was scheduled to launch from Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
Orlando.
It was the 25th shuttle mission. 7 astronauts were on board. The launch was special because one crew member was Krista McAuliffe, a teacher. She was the first civilian selected to go to space.
Oh, don't tell me she was like, yay, I'm the first person, like first civilian ever to go to space with these guys. And then
schools across America tuned in. Classrooms filled with students watching live.
Oh, she was a teacher, so her students were watching her go to space, like, yay! And I bet, oh no.
Everyone was excited, inspired. Space exploration was coming to their classrooms. It was a cold morning. Temperatures had dropped to 36 degrees the night before. Engineers expressed concerns about O-rings in the solid rocket boosters. Cold weather could compromise the seals, but the decision was made to proceed with the launch. At 11:38 a.m., the countdown reached 0. The shuttle's engines ignited. Flames and smoke billowed. Challenger lifted off. It rose into the clear blue sky. Everything looked perfect. Students cheered in classrooms across the country. It was 73 seconds into the flight. Then, disaster struck. At approximately 11:39 a.m., Challenger exploded. A massive fireball erupted. For a moment, nobody understood what happened. The crowds at Kennedy Space Center stood in stunned silence. On television, commentators fell silent. The camera stayed on the smoke trail.
I mean, yeah, what would you say, bro? It's just like, you're like, oh, wow, boom.
7 astronauts were dead. Commander Dick Scobie, pilot Michael J. Smith, mission specialists Judith Resnick, Ellison Onizuka, and Ronald McNair, payload specialist Gregory Jarvis, and teacher Krista McAuliffe. All gone in an instant. The spacecraft fell for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, crashing into the Atlantic Ocean at over 200 miles per hour. The investigation revealed the O-rings had failed, just as engineers feared. And like that, a moment of hope turned into a moment of horror that defined a generation. The superhero wrestler. On May 23, 1999, wrestler Owen Hart was scheduled to perform at the WWF's Over the Edge pay-per-view event in Kansas City, Missouri. Hart was performing as his alter ego, the Blue Blazer, a superhero character. The entrance was supposed to be spectacular. Hart would be lowered from the rafters on a cable, descend into the ring. The crowd would love it. Hart was 34 years old, an experienced wrestler, but he'd expressed concerns about the stunt to friends. He didn't like heights. He thought the harness looked unsafe, but it was part of the show, part of the performance. Around 8 p.m., Hart was hoisted into the rafters of Kemper Arena. He was 78 feet above the ring.
Wow.
Over 16,000 people were in attendance.
78 feet is really...
The plan was for Hart to descend partway, then pretend the cable malfunctioned. He was attached to a quick-release harness, the kind used for quick escapes, but it was the wrong equipment for this stunt. The release mechanism was too sensitive. As Hart was being moved into position, something went wrong. The quick-release mechanism triggered accidentally. The harness opened, causing Hart to fall. He plummeted 78 feet and fell straight down into the ring. His chest struck the top rope. Hart tumbled into the ring and lay motionless. The impact was destructive. At first, the crowd thought it was part of the act. Some laughed, others cheered. But EMTs rushed to the ring immediately. They knew this wasn't planned. Hart wasn't moving or breathing. They began CPR. That was when the fans knew that something terrible had happened. The festive atmosphere turned to shocked silence. Hart was placed on a stretcher. He was rushed to Truman Medical Center, but his aorta had been severed. He died from internal bleeding. He was pronounced dead at 8:20 p.m. The reality show. On November 27, 2019, actor and model Godfrey Gao was filming the Chinese reality show Chase Me in Ningbo, Zhejiang Province. The show was a physically demanding competition. Contestants ran, chased each other, and completed challenges.
Bro, this is like an adult version of Tag. Since when were they showing Tag on TV?
It was exhausting work. They'd been filming since early in the day. Gao was 35 years old, a successful model and actor. He'd appeared in The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. He was in excellent physical shape, athletic, healthy.
Doesn't seem like it, bro. Where are the muscles
Around 1 a.m., after hours of filming, Gao was running a segment. He'd been going for hours. The production schedule was grueling. Participants got minimal rest between challenges. Suddenly, Gao slowed down. He put his hand to his head, looked unsteady. Then he collapsed, fell face first onto the floor. Cameras were still rolling. Other contestants...
Look at the friggin' camera guy. He's like, oh, should I record this or not? Is this good footage?
Other contestants rushed over.
I mean, what do you do in that situation?
Some thought he was joking, but Gao wasn't moving. He wasn't responding. Production staff called for medical help. They tried to revive him, started CPR, but Gao remained unconscious. An ambulance was called, but it took time to arrive. He was rushed to the hospital, but he'd suffered sudden cardiac arrest. Despite efforts to save him, Gao was pronounced dead at 4 a.m. His death became a catalyst for change, a tragedy that exposed the dark side of reality television production, where the quest for dramatic content could literally cost lives. Morning news tragedy. On August 26, 2015, reporter Allison Parker and cameraman Adam Ward were doing a routine morning live broadcast at Bridgewater Plaza near Smith Mountain Lake in Virginia. It was 6:45 a.m. Parker was interviewing Vicky Gardner about local tourism. The camera was live. People were watching at home over their morning coffee. Then suddenly, gunshots rang out. 8 rapid shots in rapid succession. Parker screamed and ran. The camera shook violently, fell, and the feed cut to black. Back in the studio, anchor Kimberly McBroom looked shocked, confused. She didn't know what had just happened. Neither did viewers. The shooter was Vester Lee Flanagan, a former WDBJ reporter who'd been fired from the station 2 years earlier. He'd harbored resentment.
He's a hater.
That morning, he'd approached the live broadcast with a gun. He shot Parker first, multiple times. She tried running but collapsed. then turned to Ward and shot him while filming. He also shot Vicky Gardner, who survived. After the attack, Flanagan fled and posted his own video to social media while driving. Some hours later, the police caught up with him. He took his own life during the chase. Allison Parker and Adam Ward died at the scene. The Cavett Show. On June 8, 1971, The Dick Cavett Show was filmed at ABC Studios in New York City. The guest list that day was impressive. Writers, thinkers, celebrities. Among them sat J.Y. Rodale, a 72-year-old publisher and founder of Organic Gardening magazine. He was a pioneer of the organic food movement. Rodale was cheerful, lively, and proud of his work. During his interview, he spoke passionately about health, vitality, and the benefits of natural living. He joked that he would live to be 100. The audience laughed. Cavett smiled. Everything seemed perfectly ordinary. When his segment ended, Rodale stayed on stage as the next guest was introduced. The conversation continued. Cameras kept rolling. Then, without warning, something changed. Rodale leaned back in his chair. His head dropped. He stopped breathing. For a moment, the audience thought he was joking, maybe a part of the show's dry humor. But Cavett noticed something was wrong. He turned and saw Rodale motionless and eyes closed. At that moment, the laughter faded. Crew members rushed to his side. Medical staff tried to revive him, but J.I. Rodale was already gone. He had suffered a—
What's up, dummies? Today we're about to react to the most tragic YouTuber deaths ever. Look at this thumbnail. Somebody apparently died by vlogging because they got their camera stuck in their head, and then the other guy was doing like a challenge. I don't even know what the hell that is, but we're about to see the craziest YouTuber deaths of all time. Tune in. This is crazy.
June 30th, 2022, a video titled So Long Nerds appeared on the Technoblade YouTube channel. Alexander, known to over 10 million subscribers as Technoblade, was a Minecraft player renowned for his strategic—
Okay, yeah, I heard of him plenty of times. I've heard of a lot of people making fun of his death and stuff and using him for views. I never really watched Technoblade's videos. I know he was like a Minecraft YouTuber, but let's see how he died. This is gonna be crazy.
Gameplay and dry humor. The video, narrated by his father, revealed that Alexander had died at 23 after an 8-month battle with stage 4 sarcoma. The cancer had first manifested as pain in his right arm in July 2021. Initially dismissed as repetitive stress from gaming, the discomfort persisted until a medical scan revealed a malignant tumor. By the time of diagnosis, the cancer had already metastasized throughout his body. Aggressive chemotherapy followed, but the sarcoma continued spreading to his lungs and bones. In his final months, Alexander crafted one last message for his audience, writing it from his hospice bed as opioids barely managed his pain. His father later explained that in Alexander's final days, the young man lost motor function and struggled to speak as the disease attacked his central nervous system. His breathing became increasingly labored until, surrounded by family, Alexander's body finally surrendered to the cancer that had systematically destroyed it from within.
Okay, so basically, Technoblade, he felt some pain in his arm, but he thought it was because he was just like playing Minecraft hell. Like, you know, like people who play Minecraft, they'd be like spam clicking, they'd be like trying to kill the enemies in Minecraft and stuff. He thought his arm pain was from the freaking Minecraft gaming too much, but it was actually cancer, bro. This literally goes to show, if you feel any pain in your body or you feel anything weird at all, at least go to the doctor. See me, I don't really have any pain. Like, I feel pretty good. I could like do a backflip right now. Actually, I probably can't do a backflip because whatever. If you feel any pain, bro, at least talk to somebody because you never know. You might have like cancer or something. All right, let's see the next YouTuber.
In March 2012, the animation community lost one of its pioneering voices when Ed Gould died at just 23 years old. The creator of Eddsworld had built a—
Why does everybody keep dying at 23 years old, bro? What's up with that?
Following with his quirky, colorful cartoons that blended humor with autobiographical elements. What many of his fans didn't realize was that behind the cheerful animations, Ed had been fighting leukemia for 6 years. The blood cancer had progressed slowly at first, allowing him to continue creating between treatments. Even as his condition worsened, Ed refused to step away from his work. Hospital staff would find him sketching from his bed, IV lines running into his—
So this YouTuber was like an animation YouTuber, but he didn't tell anyone he had cancer, but he had cancer the whole time. See, most people would be like, I got cancer, and they post a video, they get millions of views, and they get hella money. But this guy didn't care, bro. He just cared about his videos. That's actually, shout out to him. That's cool.
His friends reported that he would joke about his illness, turning pain into comedy even as his body weakened. By early 2012, the leukemia had advanced beyond treatment. His bone marrow was failing, unable to produce the cells needed to fight infection or carry oxygen. On March 25th, surrounded by friends and family, Ed Gould drew his final breath. The animation he'd been working on remained unfinished on his tablet beside him. Christina Grimmie. On June 10th, 2016, 22-year-old singer and YouTuber Christina Grimmie had—
What's up with all these 22 and 23-year-olds? What are they trying to say, bro?
Just finished performing at the Plaza Live in Orlando,
That's 3 in a row.
Known for her powerful vocals and covers that had earned her millions of subscribers, Christina always made time to meet fans after shows.
Oh my God, bro. Don't tell me she's going to do a meet and greet with one of her fans and the fan's going to kill her.
That night, she sat at a merchandise table, signing autographs and taking photos with a line of admirers. At approximately 10:24 p.m., a 27-year-old man named Kevin James Loibl approached the table. Christina, seeing another fan, smiled and opened her arms for a hug. In that moment, Loibl pulled out a 9mm handgun and fired 4 shots at point-blank range. 2 bullets struck her in the chest, 1 in the head. Her brother Marcus immediately tackled the shooter, but Loibl broke free just long enough to turn the gun on himself, firing a single fatal shot. Chaos erupted as fans scattered. Christina lay bleeding on the venue floor, still breathing but unconscious. Paramedics rushed her to Orlando Regional Medical Center, where doctors fought to stabilize her, but the damage was catastrophic. At 11:51 p.m., Christina Grimmie was pronounced dead.
I'm never doing a meet and greet ever, bro. Y'all gonna pull a pistol. I know y'all.
On December 10th, 2017, Charles Marvin Green Jr., known to millions as the explosive Angry Grandpa...
I know Angry Grandpa! I'm gonna put a picture of him on the screen right now. I know Angry Grandpa. Wait, he died? What? He died from being too angry. He died from rage.
His final labored breath. The 67-year-old YouTube sensation had...
67?
Built a following of over 3.4 million subscribers with his volatile reactions and destructive outbursts. What many viewers didn't see was his years-long battle with multiple health issues. Green's cirrhosis had steadily deteriorated his liver function, causing toxic buildup in his bloodstream. His heart, already weakened from previous cardiac events, struggled under the strain. In his final weeks, fluid accumulated in his lungs and extremities. His son Michael, who had filmed his father's antics for years, documented a different side as the elder Green's skin took on a yellowish hue and his breathing became more strained. That Sunday morning, Green was surrounded by his children in his North Charleston home. His body, once animated with rage for the camera, now barely moved as organs systematically shut down. At 4:48 p.m., Green's heart finally stopped beating. The man whose temper seemed unstoppable had been silenced not by choice, but by the body he had neglected. Total Biscuit. On May 24th, 2018, John Bain, known...
This guy's name is Total Biscuit. Bro, that's the hungriest dude on the planet.
Online as Total Biscuit, lost his final battle against cancer. The 33-year-old British gamer...
Dude, this is some OG knowledge. I almost named my channel DJ Loves Biscuit. I'm serious.
Gaming critic had built his reputation on unflinching honesty and consumer advocacy. In April 2014, Bain announced his diagnosis of bowel cancer. Initially given hope, the disease had already silently spread. By October 2015, doctors discovered metastatic lesions in his liver. The cancer was now stage 4, considered terminal. Still, Bain continued creating content, documenting his treatments with characteristic frankness. His body weakened as chemotherapy ravaged his immune system. The cancer continued its methodical invasion, spreading to his spine and ribs. In early 2018, Bain revealed that chemotherapy was no longer effective. His liver function deteriorated rapidly, causing jaundice and extreme fatigue. On May 22nd, he entered a hepatic coma as toxins. His failing liver couldn't filter reached his brain. His wife Jenna stayed beside him as his breathing became irregular. At 1:49 a.m., John Bain's fight ended.
I don't know.
The voice that had demanded better from the gaming industry fell silent, leaving only echoes across the platforms he once critiqued. Grant Thompson. On July 29, 2019, Grant Thompson took his paramotor into the skies above Hurricane, Utah. The 38-year-old creator of the King of Random YouTube channel, with over 12 million subscribers, had only recently developed a passion for paramotoring. Essentially,
that's that one stuff where you basically jump off of a cliff or whatever, but you have it's like a small helicopter on your back. That's kind of cool.
With a motor-driven propeller strapped to your back.
Bro.
That evening, Thompson told his family he'd be gone for about an hour.
He got 4 kids and a wife. His wife's hairline is so pushed back.
When darkness fell and he hadn't returned, his wife called authorities. His phone's GPS coordinates led search teams to a remote area near Sand Hollow State Park. Just after midnight, rescuers spotted wreckage from the air. Thompson's paramotor had crashed into the side of a rocky hill. The impact was catastrophic. Investigators found that Thompson had collided with the terrain at high speed, likely after experiencing a sudden equipment malfunction or unexpected wind condition. The force crushed his chest cavity and caused massive internal trauma. Medical examiners determined death was instantaneous from blunt force injuries. The man who had taught millions how to safely conduct science experiments and build weekend projects had no time to deploy his emergency parachute. His body was recovered as dawn broke over the desert landscape he'd been admiring just hours before. Josh Newman. On February 3rd, 2022, a small Cessna aircraft disappeared A filmmaker and professional skateboarder known for his breathtaking downhill skateboarding videos that had earned him over
I've seen some of those videos before where people go down the hill super fast on a skateboard. That's crazy. They got balls. They got huge, stinky, smelly hanging balls.
1.2 million subscribers. What? Newman was in Iceland shooting promotional content when he boarded the sightseeing flight alongside pilot
he got on a plane
and 2 other passengers. The plane took off at 3:46 p.m. in clear conditions. At 5:05 p.m., radar contact was lost. When the aircraft failed to return, Icelandic Coast Guard launched search operations immediately. For 3 days, teams scoured the frigid waters. On February 6th, sonar equipment detected wreckage 37 meters below the surface. Divers confirmed the plane had hit the water at high speed, disintegrating upon impact. The cabin had completely collapsed, subjecting all passengers to catastrophic force. Recovery teams found Newman's body still strapped to his seat. Autopsy revealed he suffered massive trauma to his head and chest from the impact. The water in his lungs indicated he may have survived the initial crash for brief moments before succumbing to the freezing water.
Breathing
Caleb
the
Logan
water.
Brettaley.
Oh my God.
On October 1st, 2015, 13-year-old Caleb Logan collapsed suddenly in his family home in Maryland. Known to millions of viewers as the charming, witty son on the Brettaley YouTube channel, Caleb had spent nearly half his life in front of cameras that documented his family's everyday moments. What the cameras never captured, what no one could see, was the silent killer developing within his chest. Medical examiners would later determine that Caleb suffered from hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a condition where the heart muscle thickens abnormally. The disease shows no external symptoms in many cases, leaving those affected completely unaware of the danger. That evening, Caleb had been playing with his sisters when he suddenly clutched his chest. His parents rushed to his side as he struggled to breathe. His heart, its walls fatally thickened, had begun to fail. Blood backed up in his chambers as the muscle struggled to pump effectively. Despite frantic CPR attempts from his father and then paramedics, oxygen couldn't reach his brain. Within minutes, the boy who grew up in front of millions died before he could even understand what was happening to him. Desert Drifter. On January 31st, 2025, Andrew Cross was driving home from filming a sunset time-lapse in Arizona's Sonoran Desert. The 29-year-old, known to his 750,000 subscribers as Desert Drifter, had built his channel around breathtaking landscape photography.
Don't tell me he's gonna go to the desert and like fall off of a cliff, bro. I've seen this too many times, bro. I don't want to hear about a guy falling off a cliff.
Wilderness survival tips. At 8:42 p.m., as he waited at a red light on the outskirts of Phoenix, a pickup truck traveling at approximately 87 miles per hour slammed into the rear of his vehicle. The impact propelled Cross's car into the intersection where it was struck again by crossing traffic. First responders found him unconscious, but breathing, trapped in the crushed metal frame. At Banner University Medical Center, doctors discovered severe hemorrhaging in Cross's brain. The impact had caused his brain to violently strike the inside of his skull, tearing blood vessels and causing critical swelling. For 5 weeks, Cross remained on ventilator support as his brain activity steadily declined. Multiple EEG tests showed minimal electrical activity. On March 4th, with Cross showing no signs of neurological recovery, his family made the decision to withdraw life support.
They pulled the plug!
At 3:17 p.m., surrounded by parents and siblings, the ventilator was turned off.
So that's crazy, bro. He was just driving and he got hit by a car and then another car hit him. Like, that's crazy. You just never know in life. Like, you could just be driving, hanging out, boom!
Andrew Cross took 10 final breaths before his damaged brain could no longer signal his lungs to continue. Comicstorian. On February 12th, 2025, Ben Potter...
2025? That was like 3 months ago! Whoa, I gotta hear about this.
White sedan veered off Interstate 25 near Denver, Colorado. The 40-year-old former soldier, known to millions as Comicstorian, had built his channel by narrating comic book stories with his distinctive baritone voice. Potter was returning from a convention when witnesses reported his car suddenly swerving at 68 miles per hour. The vehicle struck a guardrail, went airborne, and flipped 6 times before coming to rest in a drainage ditch. First responders found Potter partially ejected from the driver's side window. Though conscious when paramedics arrived, he couldn't feel anything below his neck. The impact had severed his spinal cord between the C2 and C3 vertebrae, causing immediate quadriplegia.
You might as well just die. If you just can't move any muscles, you can only you can't imagine just not feeling anything, bro. Oh my God.
As medics worked to stabilize him, a secondary hemorrhage began in his spinal column. Blood pressure dropped rapidly as Potter went into hypovolemic shock. The ambulance was still 14 minutes from the trauma center when his heart stopped beating. Paramedics performed CPR continuously but couldn't restore circulation. By the time they reached University Hospital, Potter's brain had been without oxygen for nearly 20 minutes. At 5:42 p.m., doctors pronounced him dead.
What's up, dummies? Today we're about to react to the worst kitchen deaths ever. Look at this thumbnail. This girl was apparently burned alive. What was she doing? Cooking like hot dogs and did she fall into the flames? I don't know. This is gonna be insane. The craziest kitchen deaths ever. Try not to get scared. Don't ever go into a kitchen after this video. What? Okay, let's watch.
On June 11th, 2016, in the city of Enid, Oklahoma, a 26-year-old woman was working the late shift at a small restaurant. It was a normal Saturday night. The dinner rush was over, and most customers had gone home. In the kitchen, the workers began their usual cleanup. One of the machines still running was the deep fryer. It had been used all day to cook fries, chicken, and...
Bro, don't tell me this girl fell into a deep fryer, bro. This is where they cook the chicken and the fries and the onion rings and the freaking mozzarella sticks and the freaking tater tots.
Food. Even after hours of cooking, the oil inside was still over 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh.
The surface of the
350 degree oil, bro. Whenever it's like 80 degrees outside, it's hot, bro. So imagine 350.
The oil shimmered in the light, giving off waves of heat. Everyone in the kitchen knew to be careful around it. The worker had been mopping the floor and moving between stations. The floor was slick from grease and water, and in the rush to finish, safety was not the first thought on anyone's mind. As she walked past the fryer, her shoes lost their grip. In a single second, she slipped forward. There was no time to catch herself. She fell chest first into the fryer. The hot oil splashed over her arms, chest, and face. The pain was instant and overwhelming. Her scream filled the kitchen. Other workers dropped what they were doing and ran toward her. 2 men grabbed her by the arms and pulled her back out, but the damage had already been done. Her skin was badly burned, clothes stuck to her body, and parts of her face had turned dark from the heat. Every movement caused more pain. An ambulance arrived within minutes. Paramedics wrapped her in wet cloths and rushed her to the hospital. Doctors tried to stabilize her, but the burns were too severe. More than half of her body had been destroyed by the oil. Her organs also began to fail from the trauma. Despite everything the doctors tried, she was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. Later, investigators found that the kitchen floor had no anti-slip mats and the fryer had no guardrails.
Wow.
The gas stove incident. On March 12, 2014, people in East Harlem, New York, woke up to an ordinary morning. Families were cooking breakfast in their apartments. Children were getting ready for school. In one of the kitchens, a gas stove had been leaking for hours. Nobody noticed the smell at first. Gas is dangerous because it fills a room quietly. If it builds up and a flame is lit, the whole space can explode in an instant. At 9:31 a.m., a spark from a stove set off the gas. The kitchen exploded like a bomb. Walls shook, windows shattered, and fire rushed through the building. Neighbors heard a roar and felt the ground move. Inside the apartment, there was no time to escape. The people closest to the kitchen died instantly from the blast. Others were trapped as the fire spread. The explosion was so strong it collapsed part of the 5-story building. Rescue workers rushed to the scene. Firefighters pulled survivors out of the rubble, but it was already too late for many.
Bro, I got a gas stove, bro. My stove that I cook with every day is gas. Dude.
In total, 8 people were killed and more than 70 were injured. Many of them were ordinary families who had just been cooking breakfast. Investigators later confirmed that the blast came from a broken gas pipe that fed into the stove. The pipe had cracks and leaks that had not been fixed. Residents had complained of smelling gas days before, but the danger was ignored. The disaster shocked New York City. Gas leaks had caused small fires before, but this was one of the deadliest kitchen explosions in the city's history. Newspapers showed pictures of the destroyed building, with only smoke and broken bricks where families had once lived. The terrifying part about gas is that you can't see it, and that's exactly what makes it so deadly. And just like that, there are invisible dangers online that we often ignore. I realized this myself when I scolded
this dude got a sponsorship
on the $1 and
get out of the way, bro.
The Pinto on cooker incident. In 2017, thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video.
All right, here we go.
Pressure cooker incident. In 2017, a family in Florida was preparing dinner at home. Like many households, they used a pressure cooker. It was a common kitchen tool, designed to cook food faster by sealing steam inside a heavy pot. But when something goes wrong, the pressure inside can turn it into a deadly weapon. On this evening, the family's pressure cooker was filled with beans. As it heated up, the valve on the lid should have released extra steam. Instead, it failed. Pressure built inside the pot, higher and higher, until the lid could no longer hold it. Suddenly, the lid blasted off with the force of a bomb. It shot across the small kitchen like a piece of flying metal. In the path of the explosion was a young child. The lid struck the child in the head. The noise of the blast was so loud that neighbors thought it was a gunshot. Inside the kitchen, chaos followed. Food and boiling water sprayed across the room. The family rushed to the child, who was already badly injured. They called 911 and tried to stop the bleeding while waiting for paramedics. An ambulance arrived quickly. The child was rushed to the nearest hospital. Doctors worked through the night, but the head injury was too severe. The next day, the child was pronounced dead. The accident shocked the city. Local news reported it as a tragic reminder of the hidden danger in every home. Pressure cookers were supposed to be safe, But defective valves and worn-out seals had already been blamed in dozens of injuries and deaths across the United States. In the following months, lawsuits were filed against pressure cooker manufacturers. Consumer safety groups warned about models that had faulty lids or failed safety features. The grease fire incident. On November 28, 2014, the day after Thanksgiving, a family in Cedar Hill, Texas, was finishing their holiday meals. In the kitchen, a large pot of oil sat on the stove. It was being heated for frying food, a common holiday tradition. Grease and cooking oil are among the most dangerous things in a kitchen. When oil becomes too hot, it doesn't just boil, it catches fire. That's exactly what happened in Cedar Hill. At some point during the cooking, the oil began to smoke. Seconds later, flames shot up from the pot. The fire spread fast. Flames reached the wooden cabinets above the stove. The kitchen filled with thick smoke. A woman in the house, trying to stop the fire before it consumed the home, made a fatal mistake. She grabbed the pot of burning oil with the intention of carrying it outside. The moment she lifted it, the oil splashed over the edge. Burning liquid poured down her arms and chest. Her clothes caught fire instantly. She screamed as the flames spread across her body. Neighbors heard the cries and rushed over. They saw smoke pouring from the kitchen window. By the time they pulled her out of the house, she had already suffered burns across most of her body. Firefighters arrived within minutes and extinguished the fire, but the damage to her was done. Paramedics rushed her to Parkland Memorial Hospital in Dallas, a facility known for its burn unit. Doctors tried to stabilize her. She was placed in intensive care, but the burns were too severe. Within hours, she died from her injuries. The case appeared in local news across Texas as a tragic holiday accident. Fire officials explained that grease fires happen quickly, often within seconds. Once the oil ignites, the flames can double in size almost immediately. They used it to warn the public.
This is why I don't eat oil. I never eat oil. I use butter.
Never throw water on a grease fire.
Seed oils are horrible for you.
The only safe way is to smother it with a lid or a fire extinguisher. The electrocution incident. In July 2019, at a restaurant kitchen in Allentown, Pennsylvania, a normal day of work ended in tragedy. The victim was a 32-year-old kitchen employee. His job that afternoon was to clean and maintain a commercial deep fryer. The fryer had an electric heating system. It used strong power cables to keep the oil at cooking temperature. Over time, grease and water had leaked into the wiring. The protective covers were damaged, but the machine was still in use. As the worker leaned in to clean the area, he touched one of the metal parts connected to the power line. In that instant, thousands of volts passed through his body. Witnesses later said that he cried out and collapsed immediately. His co-workers at first thought he had slipped, but when they tried to pull him back, they felt the shock themselves. They had to use a wooden broom handle to move him away from the fryer. Emergency services were called at once. Paramedics arrived within minutes, but the man was already in cardiac arrest. They tried CPR and used a defibrillator. For nearly half an hour, they attempted to restart his heart. Finally, at the hospital, he was pronounced dead. Investigators from the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, reviewed the scene. They found that the fryer had exposed wires and no proper ground connection. It was a clear safety violation. The restaurant was fined thousands of dollars for failing to maintain safe equipment. Electrocution in kitchens is less common than burns, but it is just as deadly. Water, steam, and metal surfaces make kitchens perfect places for electricity to spread. In this case, a single contact point was enough to kill instantly. The freezer incident. On September 23, 2019, a 61-year-old woman started her morning shift at a restaurant in Boston, Massachusetts. Like many kitchen workers, she began the day by checking supplies. The restaurant had a large walk-in freezer, a cold room where meat, vegetables, and other food were stored.
Got trapped
at around 8 a.m., she stepped into the freezer. The heavy metal door closed behind her. Normally, this was no problem. Walk-in freezers are built with safety handles on the inside, so workers can always push their way out. But on this day, the handle was broken. The freezer sealed shut. The woman was trapped. Inside, the temperature was set to below -10 degrees Fahrenheit. In such cold, the human body loses heat very quickly. Within minutes, fingers go numb. After half an hour, muscles weaken and thinking becomes slow. Hypothermia sets in, and the body begins to shut down. For hours, nobody noticed that she was missing. The kitchen was busy preparing for the day, and other staff members assumed she was working in another part of the restaurant. The freezer was in a back area, away from the noise and movement of the main kitchen. As time passed, the woman grew weaker. At some point, she collapsed near the door. With no way to call for help, there was nothing she could do. It was only later in the day, when co-workers went to look for her, that they discovered the truth. They opened the freezer and found her body on the floor, close to the door, as if she had been trying to escape. Paramedics were called immediately, but there was nothing they could do. She had died hours earlier from extreme cold. The Mixer Incident. On October 21st, 2001, in a small pizza shop in New Jersey, a normal evening shift turned into a tragedy. The restaurant was family-run, like thousands of others across America. In the back of the shop stood a large dough mixer. It looked like a household kitchen mixer, only much bigger, with a wide bowl and a heavy metal fork that spun inside.
Don't tell me that somebody's gonna get stuck in there, or like somebody's hair gets stuck and then they get round, ring around. Oh, that'd be crazy.
A 15-year-old boy was working in the kitchen. He had only recently arrived in the United States from Guatemala and had been on the job for a few weeks. His job was to help prepare dough and clean the machines. The dough mixer was powerful. It was designed to mix large amounts of flour and water at once. Everyone in the shop knew it was dangerous if not used carefully. The rules were clear. Never clean it while it was running. But the safety cover on this machine was broken, and training was poor. At some point during his shift, the boy opened the cover and reached inside to scrape out leftover dough. The mixer was still switched on. The rotating fork caught his arm and pulled him into the machine. His co-workers heard him scream and ran to help. They tried to switch the mixer off, but by the time it stopped, it was too late. The boy had suffered catastrophic injuries. Firefighters and paramedics were...
Dude, imagine that scene. So a dough mixer is like really big. It's like as big as that. Imagine you get stuck in and it's like straight metal. So it starts bending your body. Oh, I bet he was just like... Oh, he was mixed up.
When they arrived, they had to partially dismantle the machine with tools before they could free his body.
Gosh.
He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators from OSHA later reviewed the accident. They found multiple safety
Bro, I like how there's still blood in the dough. Like, are they gonna serve that? Dude, that's insane. One of those big mixers. Like, imagine a small mixer. You ever seen somebody like making like brownies or something? You can like get your hair stuck in that. You know what I mean? Or your finger. Ow! But imagine like a mixer this big. It's probably like this big, right? Or like this big. He like was like cleaning it and it started spinning him and it just dude, he became into a ball, bro. His bones were broke. Oh my gosh. Nobody was hurt, by the way, YouTube.
Failures. The safety guard on the mixer had not been working. The young worker had never received proper training.
Oh my gosh. See, you gotta train your employees.